Hello. I hope everything's working. I never know at the start of streams. Everything is working. That's great. That's fantastic. I've started a bit early today. It's sort of been a trend. I don't know why recently. I've started every single stream. I started a bit early. Hello, KK. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know why. It's happened a lot more. I'm not going to officially move like the starting dates of the streams or anything, but if I do ever start early, it seems like it's gonna, I don't know, maybe be a thing for a bit. Hello, Lau. Welcome to the stream as well. Right, today we're going to be going to Old Faithful and jumping, obviously, into Minecraft, as you could probably expect. I would like to touch on a different game as well at some point. But we're making really, really good progress with the landscaping, and we're at such a point now where maybe by the end of this stream we'll be ready to start a lot of building. So I want to see what we can do. I want to see how far we get. But anyway, how's everyone's days been? Oh, and by the way, the title of this stream is not even a joke. I did have at least one dream last night where somebody, I don't know who, was very consciously biting me, and it felt very realistic. I made a community post about it because it was just really confusing, and it was like the first thing I remembered the moment I woke up. I thought it was kind of funny. So if you're confused by the title, that's all that is. It was really weird. It felt so realistic that I'm genuinely wondering if someone broke into my house to do that and then managed to disappear. It was so strangely realistic. Hello, Heather. Welcome to the stream. Oh, I just realised I've continually made the mistake of wearing this very fluffy thing in the streams and getting very hot. And I want to take it off. So we'll see how long I last today. It was you, was it, Heather? Well, I see. Right, at least I know the answer. I'm nearly out of carrots again. I'm constantly nearly out of carrots. I should farm some carrots. I think, yeah, they'll have grown by now. It's been ages since we've actually harvested stuff. Actually, yeah, let's harvest all the crops, because I'm sure everything's grown by this point. You hate those dreams, Lau? To be fair, it wasn't a bad dream. It was just very vivid, if that makes sense. It wasn't like a nightmare. I wouldn't describe it as that. Like, I wasn't scared. It was just really weird after I woke up. Because it's like in the dream, you know how things are sort of normal because that's how you're perceiving it. Like, that's the only reality you're perceiving in that moment. So it's like whatever's going on is normal to you. It was normal to me in the dream. And that grew very quickly. Yeah, it wasn't scary. It was just strange thinking back on it. Has anyone else had any like strange dreams recently? Because I've been going through a spout of having really deep sleeps, and if not strange dreams, then vivid ones, and a lot of vivid ones, but I can't remember a lot of them after I wake up. I don't know why that started happening recently, but I suppose I'm doing a lot of creative work, so I'm probably draining myself mentally. Speaking of, I have, with the next Apocalypse Control book, I've been making loads and loads of progress on that recently. I'm keeping you all updated, but I'm reading over it from start to finish now, and adding in the final details for the chapters that are there. And I'll make a decision, because I'm wondering if I might want to extend it by another 5 chapters and 50 pages. But I don't know, so I'll see how I'm feeling by that point. But we're looking at the point where it's nearly done. I just need to finish the audiobook I'm working on and then start on that audiobook so they can all come out at the same time. But that's probably what's causing it, because a load of creative stuff. So, you just don't sleep, KK? That's unhealthy. You should sleep. Sleep is good. Sleep is very beneficial. I put you right to sleep with the ASMR? Well, I'm glad. I suppose that explains why I remember. But, I'm sure you probably have dreams you just don't remember. Oh, I'd hope so anyway, because I feel like dreaming's a healthy part. I think I heard that somewhere, that dreaming is a healthy part of sleep. Or it's thought to be a healthy part of sleep, because we don't really understand dreams. But I don't know, I'm not a neurologist? Neurobiologist? Neurobiologist. I don't know. Oh, we've got stone cooking. I forgot about that. So we can make a load of progress on the cliff. We've got stone cooking is a very weird sentence, I've just realised. Okay, let's get rid of these poisonous potatoes. Because there's literally no use to having them. And I guess I'll just keep the rest of my food in here. There's no point making the wheat into bread or anything, I don't think. I'll keep these carrots with me. Yeah, I don't think there's any point in turning the wheat into bread because it's not going to do... It's not going to be very useful, is it? Yes. Let's just plant a couple of these oxeye daisies around. I don't want to get rid of them. You sure you do? What's the ... I'm worried about the ... Heather. What's the ... for? In reference to your dreaming. Should I be concerned? Oh, great. Okay, we're out of coal again. I don't have much wood that I can get rid of. I don't want to get rid of these oak logs. You sleep well, but those dream cores come back. What do you mean by dream cores, Lau? Because I was a bit confused when I saw that in your comment earlier. Is it like a weird sort of trippy thing? Because that's all I could sort of imagine it would be, but I'm assuming I'm probably wrong. Maybe? Should I be worried, Heather? Should I be worried? It's very ominous. You were alone in a place where there was nobody and you were lost. I see. So, like, sort of nightmarish isolation dreams? That's weird. It's very creepy as well, actually. God, we're nearly there with this now. I mean, this is great progress, isn't it? We only need to go up 4 blocks in most of this area. And then that's just that. It's a big area, but I think we'll be able to be okay doing it. Right, let's immediately go and start our dirt collection. Oh, and creepy music as well. Oh, just to add the cherry on top of the horrific cake. Don't know why I said horrific like that. Horrific. Horrific cake. Very horrific. Really weird way of saying it. I don't know why it came out like that. Right. Old Faithful Hill. This is good. I don't know how much dirt we're actually going to get from this place because we've taken off quite a few layers and the stone is really starting to emerge now. But, I don't know. You enjoying the book so far? Oh, I'm glad, Heather. Thank you. I haven't had a report yet to say that you've had it, but I know they're delayed by a few days. How far into the book are you at this point? Horrific cake. To be fair, I did say a horrific cake, but I don't think cake can be horrific. I think cake has to be, like, relatively pleasant. Even a bad cake is okay. Like, it's still cake, you know? I don't even know. I don't even know if I just made sense. I'm still tired. I feel a bit more awake now I've had a couple of deep sleeps, but still pretty tired overall. Right. So slow mining this stuff. I need to get rid of all this diorite as well. And we can't even use this, because well, we can, but I hate it, so. Have a great rest of the day. Oh, thank you, Heather, you too. And there goes my pickaxe. Yeah, we can use diorite in a build, I guess. But the problem is with it, it's so... I think it needs specific, like, palettes of blocks to look good. Because you can kind of use it like marble, maybe, but unless you're doing a really modern build, I don't think it's going to work. You're on chapter 16? You're nearly finished? Oh, yeah, you are getting pretty close to the end. I was trying to remember earlier today exactly what chapter... Because you said 15 last time. I was trying to remember what chapter 15 is. and what happens in it. Hello, your name. Welcome to the stream. You popped here and you'll leave and you'll come back again. Okay, no problem. I did start early, so I understand if you're not ready to join properly. Yeah, I don't know what to do with diorites, but I think we have a lot of diorite and we have a lot of granite. And I did use diorite to build up the little island thing down there. That pillar's on. But that was basically just to fill in the gap. So I wouldn't have to use other blocks. Aside from that, I don't know about you. I'm okay, your name. How are you? You really enjoy my book? I'm glad you are, Lau. It's actually, hearing quite frequently how much you're enjoying the book has really motivated me to work on the second one. Because like I said, reading over it, I think I've just read chapter 14? I think. There are 25 in this book. So, yeah, really, it's really motivating me. I've read over half of it, basically just making sure that, you know, all the plot's consistent and everything, tone's consistent, no typos and all that. And then I'll figure out if I want to add any extra depth with extra chapters and things, or if I'm ready to go into audiobook production. And today I was thinking, because I was adding a couple of finishing touches to some of the chapters and then started reading over it. I was like, okay, well, if I read all of this really quickly, which thankfully has been easy, even though I've written the book, I'm enjoying reading it over, which is a good sign. But I've been flying through it and I've just been thinking, well, if I can get through this soon, I can put all of my attention into finishing the Secrecy audiobook, and then I can start this audiobook, and then it can come out maybe in a month or 2 months at most, and then that'd be great. Yeah, and it's been sort of a source of, like, guidance, I suppose, like trying to figure out where I should be work-wise. I don't know, it's hard to explain, because I try to balance projects around other projects and line up releases in such a way. Prioritize types of projects that haven't come out in a while, if that makes sense. Like, it's been a while since I've had a book release and an audiobook release. So I've been thinking, if I get the audiobook out, then I can have the book come out straight after with the new audiobook and so on and so on. It's a weird way of thinking about it, but that's how I work. You've hurt your ankle at karate and it still hurts, but other than that you're good. And you've had a kind of annoying song playing in your head for the past hour. Oh, that's really unfortunate, your name. Sorry about your ankle, but hopefully it'll get better. Well, it will get better. I'm not saying that, like, it might just never get better. I mean, you never know, but not to scare you, but I'm going to stop talking about your ankle before you start thinking that I'm cursing it or something. Because I am, but you're not supposed to know that or the curse won't work. Which is how everything works. I'm really bad at placing dirt today. I don't know why. I've misplaced loads of blocks. Right. I'm starting to think, actually, it might be a good idea to section off the areas I'm filling in with dirt. So we can finish a stretch over there and then do another stretch here, just so we gain that land. But I don't know, it doesn't really change anything in the grand scheme of things, it's just, it sections it up a bit, so it makes it a bit easier to digest the workload. I don't know. I've had a really productive, sort of week, maybe a bit longer than a week, so I just keep thinking of things in a sense of, okay, well, how can I balance stuff and digest it the best way and plan other stuff, and I can't get out of that mindset, so I'm even applying it to this, which is kind of stupid. I'm overthinking placing blocks in the game, but I don't know. I need to go to physiotherapy. Ah, I see. Well, hopefully that goes well. I'm sure it will. Remember to eat, rest and drink. Well, I will try, but I shouldn't do any of that on a live stream because it'll either be photoshopped or very boring. In all reality, just boring. Right, I need to make more shovels. Okay, right, we do need more coal. That is a thing we need. So I don't know. We did a long mining trip, but we didn't actually get a lot of coal last time. And the coal we did get, we used pretty much instantly. So I should sleep, actually. It's getting dark. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it to spend maybe an hour doing another mining trip. Yep, it's just you have to go to it because you're overly flexible ankles and knees. Oh, I see. You can't run without it hurting. That's unfortunate. After today's Friday, yeah, another week over. To be fair, this week and last week have gone really quickly for me. I've been busy for a lot of it, which is probably why, but it's gone surprisingly quickly. I don't know. I'm sure I'll probably end up crashing. I'll finish doing the Secrecy audiobook. Probably finish the Apocalypse Control audiobook. I assume by that point I might have had another music release or something, I don't know, maybe another single. And I'll have done a load of uni, probably another important assignment. So I feel like I'm going to finish it all and then basically just die for 3 or 4 days. But I don't know, hopefully not, but we'll have to see. It's gone surprisingly fast for you as well, your name? It's good it's not just me then. Because if it's just me, then that would probably mean I'm overworking myself. You need to leave? Okay, no problem. Hopefully see you again later in the stream, but if not, take care. You need to sleep this weekend? You finished late, and the bus yesterday was cold. Oh. Yeah, the weather's been taunting me here, honestly. It got warmer for a few days, and then it got colder again, and now there's a storm coming, and there's a lot of rain. I walked out of the house today to go run an errand. I literally looked out the window right before I left, and it wasn't raining. The moment I opened the door, it started raining, and I was like, okay, well, I'm prepared to go now, I'll just go anyway. I was only out for about 20 minutes, and by the time I got back, I was completely soaked. Like, it went from light rain to, like, torrential downpour for a bit while I was there. It seemed like it targeted me. Whenever I left a shop, it was just like, right, he's here. Just drown him, now, do it. So, it's been very, very sad, very annoying. But yeah, I can't imagine what it's like in other places where it's a lot colder. Because I think in the UK, I want to say the Gulf Stream sort of regulates our weather and makes sure it doesn't get too cold. Even though I think London is actually as north as Moscow is, if I remember correctly. But the Gulf Stream keeps it warmer. So I can't imagine what it's like in other places, but it's just snow at your house? Have you at least had, like, no school or no work or something? With it being snowy, or have you had to deal with both? Because it's amazing when it snows and you don't have to leave the house, but the moment it's like, oh, I've got to go to work, and it's snowing, it's the worst thing in the world. Which I know is what Laos had to deal with a lot, which I'm very sympathetic for. Okay, this area is definitely going to get a lot less useful now. There's so much stone here. There is so much stone, actually. That's, like, mostly stone now. And I think all of this beneath is stone. I'll have to find somewhere new to get dirt from. I mean, we do need stone as well for the cliff. Both for finishing off what we have now and for the future when we wrap it all the way around, but I don't really want to have to mine all this with an iron pickaxe. It's going to take ages. Probably years. Probably centuries, actually. Oh, you got 3 days off. Okay, that's nice. But you did have to go back today, which isn't as nice. So I remember the feeling of, like, a snow day. Just a random snow day, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, I was dreading today anyway, and I don't have to go in now. That was really nice. You don't get that. I mean, now I'm doing online uni, so I don't get that at all. And when I was working for, like, 4 months between the 2 uni years, I mean, it was over the summer, so it didn't snow, but even if it was a storm, you know, places would still be open, so I'd still have to go in. Last night was really cold and your earphones bugged too? Oh. How did they bug? Did they just like stop working or something? Or run out of charge? 'Cause that's annoying. You think when it's so cold you want something to focus on and then it's like the one thing you're focusing on is gone. That's really mean. I think this will be the last layer we get from here, probably. Because it is getting really, really stony now. Last week you didn't go at all because you were sick, and you had 7 tests to make up. Oh yeah, I remember you saying. So you have even more to catch up on now that it's been closed for longer? Or have you had to do a lot of work at home? Oh, the music was going and coming back. Oh, that's so annoying when you get a faulty connection like that. That's probably worse than if they just, like, randomly died. Because you end up with sort of teasers of music. You had to do a lot of school. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I'm shooting the ground in anger for you, KK. Pure rage. Yeah. I was quite lucky when I was in school. I didn't really get ill. And if I did get ill, it would be for like a day or maybe 2 days at most, and I wouldn't miss out on that much. Got all these random blocks here. Yeah, so it wasn't too bad for me. And obviously, when COVID happened, when they introduced online schooling, they had a system in place then where if you weren't in, they just send you the work anyway. So it was never too bad, and I never missed out on too much. But then again, I always just sort of got the work, at least doing GCSE, which is... I know it's different in the UK to America, and I assume other places in the world, but basically GCSE is the thing that you have to do. So that your last year of school... Oh, hello, Nana. Just saying quick hello. Well, hello and quick goodbye, I suppose. GCSE is the end of your mandatory education, basically. I think they tried to change that at one point, but I don't think it actually worked. But the mandatory education ends at either you're 15 or you're 16. And then after that, it's optional. You either do A-levels or you do college, and then you can go on to do uni. So GCSE work is when you have to do all these specific subjects before you narrow it down to 3 or 4 for A-levels or college. And in GCSE, I found all of the work so easy. I don't think I revised for like 90% of my exams. It was just a bit of science revision and memorizing speech notes, I think I did for my GCSE revision. So whenever I was off, and over the COVID period, I found it really easy to just deal with the work, because it all clicked instantly, and I was lucky that way. But I know it's harder for some people, so I sympathise when you miss out. But I was definitely really lucky in that regard. You found out that your last year's teacher is becoming the principal. Oh! Do you like your last year teacher? Because that's a big deciding factor. God, I do remember actually, speaking of principals, my, the headmistress left when I was, I want to say 14 or something. Switched to this new guy, and he never interacted with the school. He just, he popped out occasionally, which I think is pretty typical. He'd pop out occasionally, sort of around the lunch break, mull around for a bit, maybe chat to 1 or 2 students, and then he'd disappear into his office forever. And it was really like, you don't know what you're doing, do you? Well, you don't fully know what's going on, because you're never actually here. Or we never see him, anyway. And he came to the school and immediately started as the headmaster, so I don't think a lot of people knew him, or could like him because they hadn't met him and interacted with him a lot, which made it really strained. So it's a good thing if you kind of like them, because if you've been taught by them, they understand the school, they understand the students and things, instead of stepping in and just not really knowing. which is sort of the worst thing you can do, really. I say that as if I know that for a fact. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm assuming it's the worst thing you can do. I mean, I understand through like the experiences I've had working and my studies in business management and everything, that if you don't... I should wait for the sun to set. If you don't understand how a company's managed, which applies to a school, because a school's an organisation, if you don't understand how it all works and how the management system really works and how all the departments, if there are multiple departments, interact with each other and sort of the general atmosphere and basically everything that makes a workplace unique to be that workplace, if you don't understand that, like if you just walk in from a different company and suddenly you're in charge, you're probably going to do a lot worse of a job compared to people who've worked up through the ranks, if that makes sense. I don't even know how we got onto this. I'm just trying to spout my knowledge, prove I'm intelligent. Something's wrong with that man? What, the teacher? Or me? Probably me. You miss school? To be fair, I kind of miss it, but I'm not actually done with education, so I can't sort of take a step back and think about what it's definitely like, because it's sort of, education in my mind has now become what I'm doing. It's not like there was a strict cut-off point suddenly, and then it's like, oh, I'm working, and that's it. But I don't know, I kind of miss it, I kind of don't. There are loads of things I really don't miss. Like, I did not like having to sort of do specific things on a schedule. Like, I would have much rather it been... I mean, for me personally, I understand why it's in place like this, but I would have rather had just maybe been given the work and been given a deadline for when it's done, which is what I'm doing now for uni, instead of like, oh, you have to be at this lesson at this time. Because when COVID happened and we were given a load of work in bulk, I'd finish it all within about 2 days, and then I just have the rest of the week to do my own thing. Which is when I started writing and doing music and stuff. Because I had the spare time. And that's what I do now with uni, so... if I'd been able to do that for ages in school, that would have been really nice. Last weekend you passed in front of your old school. Oh yeah, it sinks in, doesn't it? I passed my old school... maybe... I don't know, once every 2 weeks, sort of, at minimum. Because it's not in the town where I live, it's in, like, a town... Actually, not even the next town over, it's the town past that. Because it's still in the catchment area, anyway. So I don't always see it. But when I do see it, I'm just like, I'm not there anymore. It's a weird feeling, isn't it? It's really weird. But... it's kind of nice, because I can look at it and think, like, well, that chapter of my life is done, and I'm glad it's done, because I always felt a bit restricted. Like, at least now I'm doing education, but it's everything that I've chosen to do. Like, even A-levels. It's like, I could only do what I wanted to do from a list of given subjects, basically. There's a lot more freedom in doing university. Though the thing I did initially want to do, which is game design, I couldn't do online, because I assume they wouldn't... well, it's probably a way more hands-on subject to teach anyway, because you're talking about a load of different topics with design that constantly needs feedback, so it makes a lot more sense that it needs to be in person. But aside from not being able to do that, everything is like, you get to choose what you want more with uni, which I definitely prefer. I might just get rid of all the dirt on this hill, actually. Leave the stone to deal with at some other point. Because it kind of blends in. I mean, down there's stone and over there's stone, so it kind of blends in. I guess. I don't know. Might be alright to leave it. That is strange. Every time I start a stream early, I'll look over at the clock eventually and be like, oh, it's time to start the stream. Well, the time I'd usually start the stream. Not like I forget I'm streaming and I'm going to try to start it again, but you know what I mean. Right. Actually, I don't know. I want to say I'm going to be able to finish this landscaping today and then maybe jump into a different game for a bit. And then Monday we can start building houses in this area and really outlining sort of where the building's going for this part of the city. But I don't know if we will finish it, because it's still a lot of dirt to fill in. Even though we've done quite a bit already. All your current teachers are okay, but you hate the maths teacher. Is that because of the teacher or because of the subject? Because I know in my school there were a lot of people, like a lot of probably decent teachers, but they'd get a lot of flack because they really liked their subject and maybe understood it so much that they didn't teach it effectively. And then people disliked the subject because they didn't understand it and things. It is just the teacher. What is it that you hate about them? Ooh. God, my eyes went weird there. I think my glasses are smudged. Because they got wet when I went out earlier, and I wiped them with my glasses cloth, and they're clean. They're not really, really smudged, but there's still a sort of weird, like, ooh, to it sometimes. I suppose I have been staring at a screen all day, doing writing though, so it could just be that. Oh, we've really raised that up. When you think it was, like, that bit was all down there. It's looking good though. Like, you can tell how it's going to be when it's finished, which is really exciting. But we do have a while to go. Right, I'm going to do an outline of this bit. Because I want the grass to start spreading around the outskirts, so once this is all filled in, it's not just spreading from one side, it will come from all sides, basically. If that makes sense. It'll make it a bit quicker, so it's not all dirt for ages. You figuring out your vacations for work? Oh yeah. How long do you have to get off? Because I think you said at some point that you can't claim until... Was it the summer or something? Right. Okay, well that's it for stone for the moment. Right. Now this does block off access to the cliff that we need to finish, but it's not that much, and we can sort of just run along here anyway and drop down, so should be right. Oh, you get 4 weeks in the summer. Oh, that's pretty decent. Are you happy where you work now? Because I know you said you've been there for 6 months. But, I mean, to be fair, I don't know how long it usually takes to figure out if you like working somewhere, because I've worked 2 months in 2 jobs. One I left because I needed more flexibility, and then the other one I left because I still needed more flexibility. I couldn't do it with university, unfortunately, even though I would have liked to. But to be fair, the first place was a charity shop, and I volunteered there for over a year, so that, yeah, that should count, I suppose, because it is still work, even voluntary. You like your job? It's fun but tiring. I can see it being really satisfying, cleaning. But it probably get quite samey as well over time. Because a lot of satisfying aspects, like if there's a really dirty surface and you can just go and it's clean, that would be amazing. Like how satisfying Power Wash Simulator is and things, but I still imagine it being very like sort of dragging a hoover around all the time and dusting everywhere. There's a lot of things that you don't like about him. First thing that made you hate him was an open house. You walked into his room, showed him your schedule, and he was like, "Are you sure you're supposed to be in this class?" That's Well, he'd have you on the register anyway. So, surely if he's, like, concerned you've got in the wrong place, he can just check himself. It's not like he has to just say, oh, well, you've turned up to this class, I guess I'm teaching you then. Actually, I think that dirt went further than I expected. But in a way, it also didn't. Like, that was a good 3-4 stacks of dirt, and we barely did anything. Oh, it's because you're in this last period, and that's the advanced class. I see. So he was skeptical that, that you're actually able to be in an advanced maths class. That's pretty bad. Because, well, I suppose he could have just been like, oh, you are aware this is the advanced one. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to be here or in just like the standard sort of set. I understand asking that, but tone is a big thing, because you can ask something like that in one way where it's just like, oh, you do know this is the advanced class, right? Like, this is where you're supposed to be. Or you could be like, you know this is the smart one, right? You're supposed to be here, right? Like, you can ask it in different ways. So, I mean, hopefully he didn't mean it that way, but your father yelled at him for it. Was it really mean the way he said it? Because, I mean, it looks at the way that you've typed it out, but... Right, we need more stone, so I should... I think I'll smelt these spruce logs. Yeah. If I just get a couple of planks. I'll smelt those into charcoal. He kept asking and asking, then asked you who you had last year as a teacher. Oh, I see. It's like just fully didn't believe you. Right. Oh yeah, you said you can clean 24 offices with your eyes closed. I suppose one of the good things is obviously... I assume, are you at work now? Because... I'm pretty sure one of the streams you're usually at work and you can just sort of listen to the stream in the background. But you did mention before that you can just listen to music and things while you work, which is nice. Because in my last job, I did Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, and the shop closed typically 2 or 3 hours into my shift, and I was there until about 8 or 9. So it would just be a lot of sort of organising, restocking and things like that for the last 4 hours, and because there weren't any customers, they didn't care that I was listening to music. Because I just reasoned, like, to be fair, I didn't even ask them, but I just reasoned that, well, there's no customers around, no one's going to ask me any questions, and if the manager comes around and it's just like, oh, you're getting on with this okay? And it's like, well, I can answer that without having to take my earphones out or something. It's not like I'm standing in front of a customer looking really, really rude. And they never sort of told me off for doing it, so they probably reasoned the same thing. But that was always my favourite day, because I could just listen to a few albums, and because I knew the albums, I'd be like, okay, well, I finished that one. That means like 40 minutes has passed. That's good. And I could do it without having to check the time. I forgot to make a shovel. I'm stupid. Your brother keeps bringing home bread and pastries from Panera Bread. I think he's trying to make your whole family fat. Don't complain. I mean... It's kind of weird, but there are certain breads I think I could easily eat with nothing. Like, no cheese, no butter, nothing, just bread on its own. And I'm assuming those are the probably types of breads that he's bringing back, so I'm slightly jealous, and if you don't ship me some bread, I will kick you from the stream. I really fancy bread now. Oh, I suppose, yeah, it would be stale if he's bringing it home. Does it still at least taste good? Because surely it would still taste nice, even if it's a bit hard. You can almost just imagine it's an aged bread or something. Is it just raining or is it going to thunder? It's thundered a lot in this world. I don't know why. It's like it's angry with me. Right, let's... I don't know where the cutoff point should be with this, but if I just keep mining these out or something, I don't know. You know you can do it. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, no one needs to talk to you while you clean anyway. Like, your job's cleaning, not customer service, so that's fair. To be fair, actually, in the last few weeks, when I already knew that I was going to quit, because I already figured out that I wasn't going to be able to do the job alongside university. So basically the point that... Actually, no, a little bit before I handed my notice in, because it was weird. They gave me a week off. Paid week off, using my annual leave. Then when I came back was when I was going to hand my notice in, and then the week after that was paid time off. So I basically handed my notice in. Oh yeah, my line manager wasn't in on the first day back either, so I handed my notice in, did that shift, did the next shift, had a paid week off, and that was it. I didn't actually have to do my 2 weeks notice, because the 2 weeks was covered by my paid time off, if that makes sense. So, which again they were fine with, so there's no problem. But within the last few weeks of working there, if I was doing something like restocking, where I wouldn't typically have to speak to a lot of customers, I would just listen to music very quietly as well. Because I figured, like, well, I'm going to quit anyway. And they're not going to fire me. I'm on the probation period. They haven't complained about it when I've done it before. And it's not like it's so loud that I can't hear the customers or anything. And I'm not even constantly around customers. Like, there's a lot of work in the back, so... And they probably saw, and they probably didn't care, because they never said anything, so... But it was such a tiring job that I felt like I needed to sort of get as much out of it as I could. Like, any little bit of sort of making it easier. So whether that would be through being able to listen to a podcast or music while I was working, or sort of sectioning up the work that I was supposed to do, so I could think of it like, I've done that, I just need to do these 5 tasks, and then it's like, okay, well, I've done that, there's 4 things left to do. I'd basically do everything I could to make it slightly easier, because it really dragged. It was so tiring. And I don't do things half-assed either. I go, like, full out, which is a great quality to have, but when you're paid minimum wage, it's not, because then suddenly you're given loads of extra work to do, and you can't refuse it, so you're kind of stuck. So I'd make it as easy as possible by listening to music and stuff, but knowing that you're able to do that all day or something is like... I mean, I'd take that job up right now. Especially working nights, because I could do my work in the day, and then if I could... Even if it's physically tiring, if I can switch my mind off and work until, like, 11, while I can listen to music and podcasts and things, sort of catch up on... Yeah, say a podcast that I've fallen back on, so I can kind of get some leisure in. I don't know. I feel like it would make it a lot easier. Who's my favourite music artist? I don't really have one. There are a lot of... When I hear new music, I sort of hone in on that musician. I listen to a lot of their music in one go. So much so that I learn basically how most of the songs go, and I can sing along to them, like learn most of the lyrics and everything. And then their new music is sort of added to the existing roster. That's all on shuffle, and eventually some new person will come on and I'll go, oh, I like that song, and listen to everything again. So it's sort of, in the middle of a phase, I'd be able to be like, oh, yeah, it's Panic at the Disco, or it's Charlie Puth, or it's someone like that. But then that will disappear and there's no favourites, it's all equal. But yeah, I just sort of recently stopped listening to Charlie Puth's music constantly. So I suppose up until about maybe 3 weeks ago, I would have said Charlie Puth. Because making music myself, I always want to listen to different things and different genres and get inspiration from different areas. And to be fair, Charlie's music is really well produced, and he uses a lot of interesting ideas. So I latched onto it for a really long time, sort of analysing them all, and that inspired me for certain songs as well, and it was really, really good. But even when you get really good, really catchy music, it gets to the point where you're a bit like, okay, I've listened to this album every day for 3 weeks. I need to find something new now. You got into where you can pick out the different artists when they say... What do you mean? Sorry, your comment probably makes sense, but I'm tired. Oh, when they say a line in the song. Oh, I see. I can do that with... To be fair, I know so much music. I know so much Panic at the Disco music that you can probably play every single song in any random order, and within maybe a line or two, I'd be able to tell you exactly what song it is, and I could sing along within like a millisecond as well. Probably even before I could tell you the title. Like, I know how the songs go more than what title is which. Which is probably alarming, but... yeah, I agree with you. I've sort of been in that area as well. You have a favourite artist? Who's your favourite artist, Lau? God, there's quite a lot of dirt here, actually. And coal deposits as well, so I'll definitely mind that. Maybe I will start chipping away at some of the stone, actually. If there's coal, then I can get the stone, smelt it for the cliff. Because I don't want to just get everything I need now, and then when it comes to inevitably extending the cliff again in a couple of streams after I've built more houses, having to then go and get a load more stone. Because that'll be a bit of a pain. Oh. First me and Daddy Yankee. I haven't heard of Daddy Yankee, actually. Actually, no, I think I've heard of it, but I haven't heard any music from Daddy Yankee. But thank you for saying me, that's really sweet. Actually, yeah, KK, I have a favourite artist as well. Me. My music is amazing, you should listen to it. You should stream it on repeat forever. Cool. That was weird. I felt the need to yawn, and then it kind of went, and then it came back. I make music? Yeah, I make music. I write books, I narrate audiobooks, I do this channel, I do game development, I release music, I have merch line. I think I'm forgetting something else as well. Am I forgetting something else? I don't know. But I do quite a lot. You'll probably hear some of the music in this stream, actually, because in the last one, when there was a lot of boring mining and I didn't really have anything to talk about, I just play a song, so we could get a load of materials or something, and you wouldn't just have to sit there listening to the dirt breaking over and over again. So you'll probably hear some later, but there's a link to my Spotify in the description of the stream, if you're interested in having a look. Listen to my music on the bus earlier and on Monday. I did see, because I get a detailed report of what songs have been streamed and like how many playlists they've been added to and how many times they've been saved and things, on my Spotify for artists. So I think I did see on one of the days there was like 7 or 8 streams, and I figured it would probably be you, because a lot of the songs were ones that I'd shown on the stream on Monday. So thank you. Because, yeah, it's like... I mean, like everything I do, I've said this about... I've said it about writing, and I think I've said it about music before. It's really difficult to get noticed, because it's such... Like, there's so many people, and there's so many, like, great books and so many great songs, that it's really difficult to stand out. So when you get, like, one listener who keeps coming back, that makes all the difference in the algorithm, because that suddenly you're outshining, like, 10% of people on the platform with like 3 consistent listeners. It's kind of insane. Yeah, it comes up, if somebody's listening to it at that exact moment, it will tell me how many people are listening. It won't say what song at any given moment, but it will say, like for instance, there have been a few times where I've happened to look and it said like, oh, one song is being streamed right now. Well, you have one listener, like currently at the exact moment. But then it's broken down every day, so it would say something like I think yesterday or something, Meant to Be got a stream. I think that was the only song yesterday, but the day before, I think it was like, oh, there's Until I Met You, and Pumpkin, and Meant to Be, and I'm Better Than This, and it tells you how many streams on each song, and what songs they are, and how many individual listeners as well. So if it says I've had one listener on a day, but I've had 5 streams, then I know that that one person has listened to all of those songs. But it won't tell me anything about, like, what the account is, or... Well, it will tell me about the country, but it tells me that as an audience as a whole, not like, oh, day by day, you had a listener in this country, which is kind of annoying, because it'd be really useful to be able to see, like, oh, you know, say I've had 5 listeners in one day, 3 of them are in the US. Well, I know then if I'm going to target music merch to anybody, it'll be people in the US, because they're more likely, say within this audience, more people in the US are listening to my music than people in, say, the Philippines. But yeah, it tells me how many streams I've had on a particular song, how many listeners I've had, obviously which songs have actually been streamed, and playlist ads and saves and things like that. It's quite useful. You've been really into Shady Moon recently? I've never heard of Shady Moon. What kind of music is that? If I had to guess, it sounds like it could be some sort of dark, almost sort of atmospheric, but dark sounding. Like synth heavy that's typically in the lower registry or something. That's my guess, but I'm probably completely wrong. You're probably going to turn around and be like, oh, well, it's folk music, actually. It's Irish folk music. You're completely wrong. You're an idiot. Aesthetic rap. Oh, actually, to be fair, I wasn't incredibly far off. I mean, I wasn't right, but I wasn't incredibly far off. Yawning again. God, it's weird. I'm tired, but I'm not physically tired, if that makes sense. Like, my brain's tired. Clearly not so tired that I can't talk or anything. You listen to K-pop as well? I haven't heard a lot of K-pop, to be fair. I've heard the occasional BTS song, but that's about it. So I'm not even like a basic K-pop fan. I'm below basic because I barely heard any. It was really interesting when it suddenly blew up into the mainstream though, because I think it was really out of nowhere anyway, from what I remember. It's just like sort of nothing, and then one day it was just like, okay, every single person like ever is talking about BTS. I don't know what happened, like why that happened. I think someone said that it could have been because there was a lack of boy bands or something, and it's just like, okay, well, there's a Korean boy band, so kind of fills the gap in the market. But I don't know if that was it or if it was something else. That was so much dirt, and it still really didn't do a lot. Have a look at the stone, though, because... Actually, I've got 32. I think this would be enough to finish it. You listen more to Blackpink? Oh, you've heard of them as well. I might have heard one of their songs in passing, actually. But I can't say for certain. Okay, well this is weird. I think... Oh, actually, I don't know. Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. I filled that all the way up to the top. I wasn't supposed to. Yeah, that's enough stone. So we've officially finished the cliff on that bit. Which is very strange, because typically it takes a long time to get all the stone. We've been very efficient with that. I don't know why, but we have. Oh, we've nearly been streaming for an hour already. It doesn't feel like that, but it's gone pretty quickly. Right, we've got all this to do. I didn't get the coal, did I? Not that it really matters. Right, let's round this out. Try and make this look a bit prettier, a bit more natural. And then we can get rid of all the dirt and maybe start mining that out. I won't focus primarily on doing it because we do still need a lot of dirt above anything else. But if we can get rid of a lot of that stone, then that'd be nice, because I don't want it there forever. I think you listen to my songs more than the others, to be honest. Oh, that's nice. Have you started venturing into some of the other songs I haven't shown on stream yet? Because I know you said in the last stream that you sort of weren't sure where to start with doing something like that. I can give you a couple of recommendations. I've actually been meaning to put together some more of the like song scenes in OBS, so I can play more on stream. Different ones that haven't been heard before. And I was going to do it today so they'd be ready for this stream, but I just ended up doing loads of writing instead, which is more productive, to be fair, but I'd still like to do that. Okay, what have you heard already? It might be interesting to try listening to Space, which will be the first release. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it'll be the first single. Because Space is very sort of atmospheric. Because I know you like Pumpkin, and that's very atmospheric. Same with Plays on My Mind. So Space is kind of similar in that regard. There's also basically the entirety of the Until I Met You EP. That's pretty good. You've heard This Will Be the Death of Me, that's most recent single. Yeah, I think everything from the rest of the Until I Met You EP and Space, I think you'd probably like. Not that you wouldn't like the others, but I think those are probably the best ones to start with, because it's similar to the stuff you've already heard. But yeah, there's, I think specifically as well, I Still Love You from the Until I Met You EP. That's a good one, because I know you like the love songs that I do. Because you've already heard... No, have you already heard it? You might not have. I've Been Looking For You is another one, same EP. Yeah, if I had to choose three, if I had to narrow it down to three specific songs, there's I've Been Looking For You, I Still Love You, and Space. I think you like those, because they're all quite atmospheric, and two of them are love songs. So, give them a try. Because it's strange, I wouldn't be able to say, I don't think, that my discography is primarily one type of genre. One type of genre. I basically just said one type of type. But yeah, because there's a lot of atmospheric stuff. A lot of sort of singer-songwriter, sort of love ballads and things. But then there's also a lot of more upbeat ones. Sort of pop, more like, say, Until I Met You or Meant to Be. But then there are also more sort of alt-rock types, like I Can't Deal With Saying Goodbye, This Will Be the Death of Me, or Continuum, or Time, which is more rock. But then you get some like ballads, like Avec tout de mon corps, or I Feel It, and some sort of singer-songwriter ones, like This Is My. And there's another one that's coming out on the upcoming album as well. That's going to be quite singer-songwritery with acoustic guitar. So it's really weird. I've got like 5 or 6 genres that I sort of tap into quite frequently. But because I do all of them quite frequently, I couldn't say that any of them's more prevalent than the others. Which is kind of nice, because I wouldn't want to restrict myself to being like, oh yeah, I'm just going to do really atmospheric, like, love songs and sort of synth-heavy music. Like, it's nice that I can sort of stretch my legs a bit and do different things. Might not be the best for musical branding, but it's nice creatively. Boop. I didn't get any of that coal. I should have gotten some coal. I completely forgot to do it. Right, stick those in there, because I'll get that smelting in a minute. We can also, seeing as we have for the stone, it might be worth it to outline where the next bit of the cliff is going. Not properly starting to make it or anything, but at least outlining it. You need more music from your Spotify? I'm sure at some point you're probably going to end up listening to my whole discography. Because you do seem very interested, which is really nice. And if you're specifically looking for a lot of new music, I think eventually you'll probably get to the end of my music that's in your playlists, and Spotify will be like, oh, well, here's some more songs by the same guy. Or at least I hope it will, because that's what it's supposed to do. I don't know, my phone's going off. I've had an email. I don't even know why I'm checking it on stream, but I'm doing it. Literally nothing important. I shouldn't have stopped the stream to check, but I did anyway. That zombie in armor. I think that's full chain armor. With a shovel. Give me a shovel. I could do with an extra shovel. You did not give me a shovel. I'm severely disappointed. That was incredibly rude. 1-star rating. Would not recommend. You just have reggaeton on Spotify? Your algorithm must be really confused then. Because it's probably looking at you and being like, why? You're listening to loads of reggaeton and then this like random underground British guy? Like, what's going on there? And with the multiple genres as well, like Until I Met You being pop and Pumpkin being atmospheric, it's probably going to freak out and just not understand what to promote to you. I've always found the mental image of algorithms trying to figure things like that out really funny. Like, if someone makes a new YouTube account and they just watch a load of, like, sort of, you know, TV show clips or something, like late night, like Jimmy Fallon clips and things, because that's always promoted. If they watch loads of that and then suddenly they start, like, they click on a Markiplier video and then they go and watch something about, like, iron smelting, then the algorithm's just going to go like, huh, what, huh? I've always thought it's really funny trying to imagine how the algorithm tries to figure out what's going on. So it must have, like, absolutely no idea and must be really confused. Your Spotify rap for this year was crazy. Who were your top artists, KK? Because I don't actually use Spotify to listen to music, so I think when mine came, it was just, like, maybe a handful of times that I had used it. It was like, oh, you've used Spotify for a total of 10 hours this year. Your top artist was Panic at the Disco, who you listened to 3 times. It was something really stupid like that. But, I'm surprised I got it, to be fair, given I barely used it. I mainly use my Spotify account to make sure that my own stuff is okay. Like, just to make sure that new releases have come up under the right account, that, like, the merch is linked properly and everything. I've checked a few times before as well that, like, the synced lyrics have come up, which I still don't know if they have or not, because I did all the synced lyrics for all of my music. It took so long. It took like a week where I was working on it every single day. And then they just never appeared, and I had to do some of them again, and I still don't know if they came up or not. It was really annoying, because I put so much time into that. You really love my music? I'm really glad, Lau. I'm really glad. Because there's a weird disconnect. Because I'm extremely critical of myself. Which I think is a good thing, because I don't... Like, if I'm successful with something, or say I write a book or I write a song that I think sounds really good, I'm happy to be proud about myself. Proud of myself for it. But I'd never let it get to my head. And if there's something that I don't like, I'm never... I don't sugarcoat things for myself, if that makes sense. So, because I'm so critical, I think it means that I've basically elevated my music through self-criticism, like constant self-criticism, to a point where I'm happy with how it sounds finally. But in doing so, it's like still not getting that many streams. It's a bit like, well, is this just, like, does it only sound good to me, or does it sound good to other people? But if you like it as well, then that's at least some confirmation. Shady Moon at the top, KK? Was it just Shady Moon? So if you did say that's your favourite artist, it kind of makes sense. Unless that's like a recent favourite artist and you somehow listen to that much music that it's overshadowed the rest of it. Which would be very impressive. Right, you know what? Let's get rid of all of this dirt. Finish off this so it's sort of parallel with these correct layers. And then let's get started on knocking out some of this stone. I'll probably play some of my music while I do that because that will be particularly boring. I mean, like, dirt is bad enough, but stone takes, I want to say, like 1.5 times as long as mining a single block of dirt, so. Still useful, though. I mean, look how good that looks over there. You might not be able to see it really well, but the way that the cliff sort of naturally blends in, you get that hill coming down and then it starts up again, like that looks really nice, and that's what we're working towards. It takes so long to do it though. So unbelievably long. I'm sure this will be a fun area though. Because if over there is going to be a harbour, this will probably be like the proper harbour, and over there would just be a small extra bit of it. You start to learn the songs and sing as well? Oh, good. That feels strangely, like, nice, knowing that my music's being listened to that much that people can sing along to it. Because, again, I've always thought people might hear my music, like it, but then maybe hear it twice, and that's basically it. Not that they hear songs 5-6 times within a week, and they're singing along to it as it goes. That's really good. I'm surprised how into, like, everything I do you are, Lau, because you've got an Apocalypse control to read, and you're loving that. You really like my music, you like this channel, you've joined every single stream since you found the channel in the first place and became a channel member, which you're also a top tier member of. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. Your comments aren't going through? That's weird. I know YouTube automatically filters out comments with bad language, I think. Not all the time, but it tries to. That might be why, or if you've tried to link to something, that could be what it is. It's annoying though, because I mean, it might be on the normal chat, but I won't be able to see it on the stream, because I think it just shows top chat for me instead of the full chat. I said it a few times, but there wasn't bad language. That's weird. Hold on, I'll see if I can... Ah, there we are. Yeah, I can change it to live chat on OBS, but I won't change it on the stream, like the stream display itself. Shady Moon was the one. 2 is Cisco? I have no idea how to pronounce that, I'm very sorry. 3, 22nd December, 4 was Little Darky. Oh, Shady Moon was 1. 2, 3, Little Darky, 5. Let's see. I don't know any of them. Like, at all, but... Have you started listening to them all recently or something? Thank you, Lau. I'm really glad that you're here, because when I started this channel... Okay, no more shovels. Guess that's it for dirt for now. When I started this channel, I started it because, one, I wanted another outlet, but I also thought starting another YouTube channel where I could make a lot of content really quickly would be a good way to gain an audience and sort of promote my other things. And it kind of has been working, but you've been like really, really good proof that that idea was worthwhile. And that like this content is enough to bring people in and that people are interested in my other stuff as well. So you've sort of proven what started a bit as... like sort of creative passion and an experiment, you've proven that to be successful, which is really nice. All of them but Lil Darky make the same type of music, I see. So you listen to a lot of rap then. Does that mean... Have you memorized a lot of the lyrics? Because I suppose... I mean, lap songs? Rap songs are very wordy, typically. So it obviously makes it a lot harder. And I've always wondered if people listen to, like, primarily rap, it's like, does that still sink in a lot, or is it a lot harder? You do know a lot of the words. That's impressive. 'Cause, I mean, I know a lot of words to a lot of songs, but... I mean, to be fair, when it's pop, and it's just like, the chorus comes back every couple of bars or something, you only need to learn the chorus, and you know, like, 50% of the entire song. I was right, this is going to take a while. I don't think I'm going to knock out this entire hill, because, well, one pickaxe just broke. But obviously, because it's going to take a really long time, and we don't need stone. It just helps to get it and have it smelted ready for when we do eventually go on and need it. Same with the andesite. I'll get the coal and stuff, though, definitely. Harvest all that. But in the future, this will go down to the same level as down there, and I'll have to change it all to dirt anyway, so... I really don't want to sort it out now, because all the stone that I've... Not stone, all the dirt I've just gathered will probably go back in patching it up. Yeah, really now. It's funny, because when I started the channel, I knew I wanted to do another YouTube channel anyway. And I was specifically trying to figure out what I could do that would be easy to make content for. Like, it wouldn't be too time-consuming and wouldn't infringe on other projects. So I could do a lot of videos, but actually had some sort of merit to it. So I didn't want to do, like, a load of reaction channels or something like that, where I'm just reacting to stuff without effort. Like, I would like at some point to maybe do a movie reaction channel, but that has a lot of work, as opposed to the typical, like, TikTok try not to laugh challenges or something. And I basically landed on ASMR because I figured, well, if I just do improv, they don't have to be that long videos. I don't need visuals, I don't need this and that. There's a level of, like a specific level of engagement, you can get quite a big community surrounding it. And it worked exactly as I was hoping. And yeah, you are proof that that idea was worthwhile, and it's been worth it to stick around doing this for over a year. Because it's been a long commitment. Like a really long commitment. So I'm glad it has worked out. Would have been awkward if it didn't. Aesthetic rap isn't as bad with the words, and it's not so fast. Oh, I see. But Little Darky songs are a lot of hard rap. I suppose that makes it a bit easier. But after you listen to so much of it anyway, you'll probably be able to just pick up on new songs really quickly. You know, I'm going to make 2 more shovels and another pickaxe. I'm glad we got so much iron on the trip in the last stream now, because it's clear we needed it. I think I've probably done that thing again where I start the stream off saying, I want to play more games than just Minecraft today. And I'm going to end up playing just Minecraft, and I'll probably end up playing it for, like, longer than the average stream anyway. You really like what I do? It helps you. Oh, good. What, knowing that I appreciate you as a viewer helps you? Because that's nice. Right, let's deal with this section. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it all, because I don't have too much dirt, but let's see. Oh, whoops. The grass has barely started spreading over here. I suppose I need to be close for the grass to spread, but it still hasn't done a lot. Just a bit sad. There's something so satisfying about placing the dirt down. Like, every single block we get closer to finishing it. Gathering the dirt isn't as satisfying because, while, say, taking out that hill is something that we probably want to do anyway, so it's saving us work in the future by getting it done early, and we are maybe making the landscape look a bit nicer. Like, that hill definitely looks a lot better on that side. it's a satisfaction in some way, but at the same time, it's like, once we place this down, there's a finite number of blocks that we need, and every block we get a bit closer, which is really nice. I'm actually surprised we finished that bit. I really didn't think we would. Might be able to do this next bit as well. Just kind of up to that bit where, for some reason, it was like a flat wall. You appreciate me? Oh, thank you, Lau. I appreciate you too. And KK, and anybody else watching the stream. I mean, anybody who takes time out of their day to watch a stream, or even just stick me on in the background or something, like, to value what I do enough that you actively want me as part of your day. It's really, really nice. It's a really weird feeling, but it's really nice. It feels like when I look over sometimes in OBS, and even when I just see like, oh, there's 5 or 6 people watching at one time, which I'm not 100% sure is always accurate, because I think OBS is a bit delayed. But looking over and seeing like, oh yeah, there are 2 or 3 people here right now, or 5 or 6, sometimes maybe up to like 8. It's really like, that many people are watching. It's like having 8 people compliment you at exactly the same time. It's weird, but it's really, really nice and affirming. Was there something wrong with the floor though? Oh no, it's wrong flash. I thought there was like a spider embedded in the floor, but it's literally just flesh. Which is quite gruesome when you think about it, but let's try not to. Right. Sort out my inventory a little bit, because it's getting cluttered. We don't need this. I'll keep the stone that we have. Have I really not mined the coal yet? I thought I mined that coal. I really thought I did. Well. To be fair, I thought I did earlier as well. I think I've imagined mining that coal about 5 times. And I still haven't actually done it. Yeah, this is going to look so much better once that's gone. I mean, obviously it's a big pile of grey at the moment, but you can just tell from the terrain, it's so much more, like, builder-friendly. And up here as well, like, this warrants a path that sort of embeds down in the hill and leads down to this bit. Snowing again today? Well, good luck. Are you in work yet, or do you still have to get there? I think you answered that before, but I've completely forgotten the answer. Because I'm an idiot. Okay, with how big this coal vein is, I feel a little bit like the game's taunting me. Because part of the whole reason we went on that mining trip yesterday was, I mean, yes, for iron, and we wanted andesite, we needed more stone and everything. But a big part of it was getting more coal. And there are 2 massive veins right here, and I know there's more around this hill as well. So the game's going like, you did not have to go for an hour and a half underground and risk death. You could have just mined this hill out, which you were going to do anyway. So rude. So unbelievably rude to this world. You are at work. Well, as long as you don't get shouted at for being on your phone. I know you said you're allowed to, but I don't know if that's just listening to music or if you're... It's fine as long as you get stuff done. I don't know why I'm mining this bit. It would make more sense to go layer by layer, but I guess I'm doing here now. Your dad just got the mail and your mum ordered so much they put it in a huge white bag. You've never seen that before. Or like the normal sort of post office put it in a big white bag. I've never heard of that either. I mean, I think if you buy a lot of stuff on eBay, especially from like the same seller, they'll probably put it in a big box or a massive bag or something. I mean, that's pretty typical, but not from the post office. Huge trash bag. I think they do have like big bags like that carrying all the parcels, so maybe she ordered so much they just filled a parcel bag with it and they were just like, well, there's no point emptying them out, we'll just give her the bag. That is a lot of stuff. What should she been ordering? Is it like presents for people or something? Oh, they do allow you to be on your phone, that's fine then. There's pretty nice rules for your job. You get to use your phone, you get to listen to music all the time, do things in your own time. I assume, is it just like, you have a certain quota, like you have to clean every room? You have to do, say, like the hoovering and the dusting and wipe things down and things like that. Sanitize it all, and as long as you've done that stuff, it doesn't really matter when you leave, like you can leave early or something. Kind of more contract work than hourly rate. It's fallen into the Temu obsession. Oh. Hopefully getting products that are actually worthwhile. Because I think, from what I've heard of Temu anyway, half of it's good, and half of it's just, like, unbelievably shit. Like, I've seen products advertised. I saw one on Instagram recently advertised, where it was, like, a load of retro game consoles, like the N64 and the Game Boy and Sega Genesis and things like that, where it was clearly, like, pirated games of all of those, and it was all on a sort of a wide Game Boy style device. So it was claiming that you had one device and it had, like, the entire catalogue of 6 or 7 retro consoles on it. Yeah, because you're alone in your department. I see. But yeah, I saw that advertised and I was just like, okay, first of all, this tiny thing that's probably being sold for £20 or something, obviously pirated copies, which probably is going to come with some issues, because there's like anti-piracy checks in a lot of old games. So if they haven't been cracked properly, then you won't be able to play them. But also just like the memory, like there's so many games on there. I know old games are relatively small, but you're still probably looking at about 1 terabyte, and there's no way that this tiny Game Boy looking thing would have 1 terabyte of space to fit it, so I was instantly skeptical, and I know there's lots of stuff like that. Just got like 6 packs of toe socks. You never even like toe socks. Well, they were cheap, I guess. Or it was like, buy 6, get 6 free, so she was like, I want toe socks. I know, I'll get KK some toe socks as well. I thought Temu was sort of struggling, but I suppose it probably isn't. I remember hearing that rumour ages ago. Well, this is taking so long. And this isn't even a massive section of it either. I do remember in an old world, though, I think on the Xbox One, I mined out an entire mountain. Like, for some reason I decided I was going to build, I think it was a castle. I sort of halfway up the mountain, because I liked that level. And I needed to stretch it back, so I just ended up taking out the entire mountain behind it. Which was absolutely massive, like bigger than just that hill. It was a massive mountain. Maybe like that one over there. Like the castle was sort of at water level, and that top bit was where the top of the mountain was. Like, that's how much I took out. And I think I did it all with iron tools. And probably partly stone tools as well. And I don't know why I did that. Because, like, even now I'm thinking, well, I could, you know, do some specific villager trading. You know, if I get a toolsmith, then maybe I can just get diamond pickaxe and diamond shovel trades, and then all this will immediately be quicker. And I'm still not doing... I mean, I have diamonds. I can also make diamond shovels and diamond pickaxes, but I have the axe, but that's because it's tool and weapon, so... But yeah, for some reason I haven't done that. You're going to eat pasta salad today? Oh, nice. I haven't had pasta salad in ages. Like a really long time. Alright, let's get to sleep. Quickly. And start smelting these as well. And my phone is whistling at me. My phone. Right, I got a single block of dirt, which is clearly extremely important. That's the thing, I'm spending a lot of time mining, and I'm not even getting stuff for the current project. I'm getting stuff, well, for the current project, but not the current stage I'm doing. Though that does very neatly fill in that hole, so I can't complain that I only got one. Keep getting things that she bought for you thrown at you. I suppose there must be a sort of nice feeling to just having I didn't make another pickaxe. Having gifts just constantly thrown at you, but you might get buried by the sounds of it. I might as well, I'll go until the pickaxe breaks, and then I'll start looking for somewhere else to get a load of dirt from. Oh, there we are. Okay, that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Let's see, probably... Oh, there we are, that bit. That does not look nice. I'll get up there. Ow. My ankles. Yeah, this bit can be flattened out and slowly organised. I still don't understand this blue sheep. Because I'm almost certain blue sheep don't spawn naturally, which must mean I dyed it, but I can't remember ever dyeing it. Salade de pâte? That's what you say in French. Or pâte. Is it pâte? Is it pâte? It looks like it's pâte by the way you've written it out, but I don't know. I assume it's pâte. So literally salad of the pasta. It's weird when you break down translations like that. Because it sounds really, really stupid when you translate it exactly. Like, you can look at salad de pâte and be like, well, yeah, pasta salad. But the direct translation is salad of the pasta. And it's funny as well, because you get some people who, say, speak French or German or something, where the sentence structure's like that, and then they speak in English, and they will say, oh, are we having the salad of the pasta? Like, they're directly translating it instead of... they're not doing the sentence structure as well, they're just thinking of the words and then thinking, okay, this word is this word, this word is this word. It's really interesting because when you get that, you really sort of understand the different sentence structures in different languages. It's really cool when you think about it. It's like a glimpse into how that language works in a way that you can understand. Right. Got this bit as well that needs to be organised. Long random strip of dirt. I don't know why this looks so ugly, but it really is. I know a creeper blew up here, but it's still very, like, square. No, we won't run out of inventory space, will we? Well, we shouldn't. Hopefully. There we are, do that. And then I can push this back a bit further. It's annoying I don't have a pickaxe, because I deal with these, but... It's very great how I say it. Well, my French is good. I mean, I did study French for a bit, as you know. But I'm still not fluent, which is sad. I'd love to get properly fluent, but I don't think I have the time alongside everything else to very seriously study. I know it's like, technically, you know, 30 minutes a day or something could do it, as long as I just dedicate a bit to learning relevant words and make sure I'm up to scratch with my tenses and things. But it's still a lot of daily commitment. I don't know, maybe I'd manage it. When I was younger, I really, really wanted to learn both French, Spanish, and Japanese. But I don't know, now that I'm older, because to be fair, when I was younger as well, I didn't really understand why people would be like, oh, I don't have the time for another language. Because I was thinking, well, I'm in school now and balancing all this stuff. So when I'm working, you know, which say would take the same amount of time as all the projects I'm doing, I'd have all this spare time freed up from school. Why not be able to dedicate an hour a day to it? But it's not as easy as I used to think it was. I don't know if I'd actually have the drive to go through with learning another language completely, at least like fluently. Maybe conversationally, but I don't know. I think if it would be anything, it would probably be French, because I know enough of it that I have a basis to build on. But I don't know. It would be nice. There we go. That's quite a bit better now. Because now it still looks steep, but it doesn't look dumb. It doesn't look really square or overgrown or anything up there. And we have quite a bit of dirt to fill this in. I think I'll go for just another layer. Because annoyingly we can't build 3 blocks down. But we can build 2 blocks down. I think in Bedrock you can build 3 blocks down, because I've tried to do it a few times here and been confused why I can't. But because I'm used to Bedrock and not Java. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, whoops. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, in my book, you thought Tom was Tom Felton. Oh yeah, is that 14, chapter 14 then? Yeah, Tom's a side character. He's mentioned just for a bit of Sebastian's backstory. I saw you mention Tom then, and I was like, who's Tom? But yeah, no, he's part of Sebastian's backstory in the dream he has. I couldn't write Tom Felton into my book anyway, I'd probably get sued. To be fair though, I'm not entirely certain about the copyright laws of mentioning brands and celebrities and things by name in writing. Because I've read a lot of books where they'll just be like, oh, he ate a Snickers. And I'm like, can you say that? Can you say that he ate a Snickers? Like, surely you can't say that without permission, right? Because, I mean, it would come under free speech if they said, like, oh yeah, he didn't like the Snickers because of this, that, or the other, or whatever. Like, echoing the author's views on, say, yeah, a Snickers bar. But could it also be seen as, like, libel? Because they're promoting... Well, they're not even promoting this as, like, their opinion. Like, they're writing it into fiction and outlining why it's a bad thing. Or even just mentioning stuff by name. I've always thought it's weird that they do that sometimes. I've avoided it. I've fully avoided it. But, I've always wondered, because I think one of the books I'm reading now, they kept mentioning YouTube and Google and things, and I'm like, okay, I get Google and maybe YouTube, but I think they were mentioning YouTube as, like, by name, and that was like, I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that in published writing, unless they got written permission. But it would be really weird to go to a YouTuber and be like, hello, do I have your permission to write your name in my book? It's a fiction book, it has nothing to do with you, but do I have your permission? It's like, what? Right, let's grab... Oh, come on. Let's get 2 more pickaxes, and... 2 more shovels. Imagine your face when you saw Tom. Well, you were talking in the last stream. You were saying what you don't know if you prefer Harry or Draco. So yeah, thinking about it, it is quite funny reading that like after the stream. Like, he knew. How did he know? I didn't know, but. I'm getting hot in this, but I've lasted a long time, so I think I might last the rest of the stream. Yeah, I'm hoping... I think absolute maximum, it would be another 2.5 months until Apocalypse Control 2 is out. Just in case I finish reading the bit that I'm on now, and I decide, actually, yeah, I would like to maybe write another 5 chapters or something, and then read over it all again, and do the audiobook, and accounting for any delays in finishing the audiobook I'm currently working on. So absolute maximum, I think, would be 2 months. Maybe 2.5. But I'm really hoping it can be soon that I release it. You never know, I might end up like speedrunning it and then maybe deciding I'll release the book without the audiobook. And it could be out like next week, I don't know. But we'll have to see. I can't make any promises. You're trying to set up Call of Duty on your laptop and you're struggling? I mean, which Call of Duty? I was in a charity shop on Tuesday and I saw the CD-ROM, like the PC version of the first Call of Duty. And I would have gotten it, but I'm pretty sure the disc was scratched. But I've never played the first Call of Duty. I don't think I've even played like the second one. Alright, let's get rid of this. Get some more coal as well. Now I'm just landscaping areas that really don't matter, but it's kind of annoying me that I've done stuff around here and I'm not finishing it completely, so... Black Ops 6. Ah, that makes sense why it's struggling. It still annoys me that... Was it Black Ops 4? They just didn't make a campaign for it. They were just very casually like, oh yeah, it's just the multiplayer. Because I bought it, and then it was just like, wait, where's the campaign? Because I like the campaign. I mean, like, yeah, okay, the maps are fun, and zombies is a pretty cool tradition that they have going on. But it's like, you want to play the campaign, and for it to be like, especially when it's just multiplayer, it means that the moment they shut the servers down, that entire disc or download, like that entire purchase is completely worthless. It's like, I got, when I got my PS3, I think I got it as a part of a bundle on eBay, and it came with a load of games, including Need for Speed The Run, and I tried playing that just to make sure that the disc tray worked and everything on the PlayStation. And it would boot up, but it wouldn't, like, it was just like connecting to server and it would stick there. So I thought maybe there was a connection, like a connection problem with the PlayStation. And I looked online, and it turns out that actually they shut the servers down, because, I mean, fair enough. But it's, I think the run is, I think there's a campaign, but they've made it entirely inoperable because it was part of the server. And yet, I saw reports from people saying that EA are still selling the same game, like full price on the EA store that they have, even though the server shut down. So you can buy it for like £20-30 or whatever they've discounted it to now, and it just won't work. Like, at all. And there's no warning that says the server's been shut down. They haven't taken it down from there or anything. It's just casually still there, and it won't do anything. And that really pissed me off when I found out. Because thankfully I didn't buy it for full price. It just happened to come in the bundle. But I can imagine someone being like, I don't know, really big fan of Need for Speed, going back to the old games or something, buying that for full price through the EA store, and then just not understanding why it's not working, and then they probably wouldn't get a refund, knowing EA. So it's just like, really? But I hate this, like... For some reason, all the game companies seem to be leaning into, like, there have to be amazing graphics, instead of, like, good gameplay or good story, and it has to be multiplayer. It's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be multiplayer. There are so many amazing games that have no multiplayer in them, and that don't even have amazing graphics. Like, just look at games on PS1, for instance, like the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy, or the Spyro trilogy and things. Or Tomb Raider. Like, no multiplayer, bad graphics, really, really good games, though. I hate that it's like... Because I suppose everyone's going into the idea of, like, we can only market it if it looks good. Like, oh, if people see something that looks slightly blocky or pixely, then they're just immediately not going to get it. And I think they're really underestimating the entirety of the gaming community. Because everyone unanimously hates all these new releases that have no, like, soul to them. Because it's clear just like, oh, we're going to pump out something that has good graphics, but... Like, we've put... I don't know, we funded this game with $3 million or something. We've put 2,700,000 into making sure that it looks really, really good. And then the other 300,000 has been split between the development and writing the story and things. Or it's like mainly in the advertising and the graphics and nothing else that actually matters. It's really stupid. I despise it, honestly, I really do. I mean, I've been going back through older games recently. Like, I've never played Tomb Raider before in my life. So a couple months ago finished Tomb Raider 1, and I'm now playing Tomb Raider 2 on the PS1. And to be honest, it's a bit of a drag, because I know that the original Tomb Raider games were built around the delayed button presses and everything, like the delayed inputs. But it's still a bit jarring, and I don't like it as much. But I want to push through the games because I know that they're good, and I do enjoy them. Even though the level I just played in Tomb Raider 2 was very, very long. It took me like 2 hours to finish it, just because it was that long. But it's like, I can go back to those games and enjoy them. Why can't they make more games that are like that? And I know I probably sound like one of those, oh, back in my day, games used to be good, but it's like, I think it's true. I think loads of people think the exact same thing. You've been playing Tomb Raider since you have Xbox Game Pass? Is it like the remastered ones, or is it like the very original ones? Because I assume with the remastered ones they would have fixed the controls. But in the original PS1 versions, I think you press square to jump, and you press it and it's like half a second, maybe a second later, she actually jumps. It's really annoying. I mean, you get used to it, and there's no analog stick controls either. It's all on the D-pad, so it's all like, it's not even on 8 degrees. Like, you get full 3D movement, but because it's on the D-pad, it feels a bit disjointed to actually control Lara. But aside from the controls, I like the games. You have an Xbox 2, but you have a problem with it, Lar? That's a shame. What's the problem? I don't need saplings. I'm surprised my inventory is actually full. And I have a decent amount of dirt as well. I'll see if I can break this pickaxe by mining this out. You keep getting spawn killed? Are you playing campaign or multiplayer? I assume multiplayer if you're getting spawn killed. But you never know, playing on veteran or realistic or something. Oh god, that reminds me. I played all of Black Ops 3, I think it is, on realistic mode for an achievement. And that was on my old account. Well, on my second account that I basically made before I realised I could just port my 360 account over. So now I've ported my 360 account over, I'm going to replay some of the games that I like Black Ops 3 and World War 2 and all those. Which means I have to survive World War 2 on Veteran, and I have to survive Black Ops 3 on Realistic again. I might play them on stream, to be fair. It's been a long time, but I do have a Watch Dogs playthrough that I was playing over streams. But I fell out of it because I think I took a bit of a break from streaming for a couple of weeks. I know I did over the holidays, but I think I did to get some work done as well. Because I was a bit overwhelmed with uni and everything. And I think because of that, I sort of came back and I was like, okay, Old Faithful Minecraft, and I just haven't looked back since. I should load that up at some point. Maybe not today, but maybe in the next stream or something. You didn't have to switch guns on controller? It should be, I'm assuming you're using an Xbox controller, so it should be Y. Should be anyway, unless they've changed it for Black Ops 6. Don't see why they would, but you never know. You have to repair it, La. That's a pain. What did you play on it when it was working? If a lot, anyway, because I'm aware some people just have game consoles as like a media station with loads of streaming services. Which, unfortunately, is more or less what I use my PS4 for at the moment. Because it's a really, really good console. But I don't have too many PS4 games, and the ones that I do have that I want to play are things like Spyro Reignited. So I want to play all the Spyro games to then get to Spyro Reignited. Or things like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so I need to work through the Tomb Raider series. It's really dumb. Well, I don't need to, but I want to, because I want to get a grasp of the entire story. And I don't want to, say, play like a modern Tomb Raider game, and then go back to play the originals for the first time, where it's like massive downgrades on graphics and controls and things. So I mean, the graphics I don't mind too much, but control schemes where they've really fleshed out some of the issues, it's like going back is really difficult. Just Dance? I didn't know there was Just Dance on Xbox. But I suppose it would be through the Kinect, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, that's the thing as well. We need to play Just Dance on a stream at some point. Tell you what, actually, I'll do this. Wait, no, I do need my screen capture, don't I? Hold on. Membership celebration. I have at the moment. I'll make music live. I'll make it now. I'll play Just Dance live. Because I know you want me to do that. Quite a few people actually want me to do that. Because it'd be very funny. And I'll look like an idiot. And I think there's more of a chance of doing that now and it making sense than making music. Because the music that I'm in the process of doing for the album, it's all set in stone. It's all stuff in Pro Tools. And I'm not sure that you'd be able to hear it properly. With the setup that I'd have to use. So once we hit that membership goal, either 10,000 subscribers or 10 members, I'll play Just Dance on the live stream. Well, I'll try to figure out how to play Just Dance on a live stream anyway. Right. I don't know how to put stuff. I'll split the coal up between these two, I suppose. Are you installing Indiana Jones? Or do you know your laptop will crash like 10 times? Oh yeah, the new Indiana Jones game. I know it's an absolute sin, but I own the Lego Indiana Jones and I still haven't finished it. I played one level and I got bored. But I think I'd only recently played Lego Pirates all the way through, and not long after that I replayed... Oh actually, I think at that time I'd just played the Lego Harry Potter games all the way through as well. And that was on Xbox One, so I 100%ed all the achievements and everything. So then, I think that was after doing Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. So I think I was just a bit sort of Legoed out, if that makes sense. But I should go back to play that. There are loads of games I want to play. And now that I'm live streaming, and I should have the capability to connect like retro consoles and things like the Wii and the PS2 and PS1. I've been thinking about playing them live, so I'm sort of holding off on doing it, but I'm also not doing it. You played it when you were younger but never finished. I was like that with Lego Harry Potter, because my eldest half-sister had it on, I think, PS3, so whenever I'd go to stay with her, we'd play it for a bit. But I think there'd be something wrong with the save, because we'd always seem to start over from the beginning. And I think same with Lego Pirates. So I never actually see the end of the games. Which is a shame, because they're good games. I think at some point I'll probably try to start streaming more. Maybe once I've passed a couple of these projects. Because I'd love to, at the moment, be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, I don't know, stream 4 times, 5 times a week or something. And on specific days we do specific things. Like Monday we play Minecraft or something. Maybe Tuesday we play something like Watch Dogs or whatever, and come up with a bit of a schedule. But I don't want to overwhelm myself when I'm trying to do writing audiobooks, music work, and uni, and obviously balancing this channel and everything. So, but maybe at some point. Hopefully at some point, because I really would like to stream a lot more. I suppose it's also just getting like convenient times in the day to do it. Because not every single day will be the same. Why are there pillages in my river? Right, I don't know where to get dirt from now. Because we've gotten some from up here, but I don't think there's much more that needs to be mined out. Okay, to be fair, this looks dumb, so I can get rid of this, but it's just a lot of fine-tuning now, I think, with the landscaping. And the main island, aside from the bit that I got rid of by the farm, like all of this is basically going to stay the same because it's all either going to be a slightly lower level, but all built up to be the same bit, or a slightly higher level, or even the same level as there. Which means I'm going to have to build on it, so I don't know. It really would be cool, wouldn't it, Lau? It would be cool to stream more. I would really like to. I don't know, maybe I'll look into it. There's a chance at some point, maybe within the next couple of months, I'll be moving house. So I might look at it then. Because I wouldn't want to start this new streaming schedule. Only because, like, sod's law, you know, it'd be like 2 weeks in. Be like, oh, actually, I'm moving and I don't have internet for a week. So I guess I'm going to have to do that and then set everything up there and then forget that I started a new streaming schedule because it's something I do. So maybe leave it for a bit. Definitely until I at least get through these projects, though, because I don't mind maybe doing a lot more consistent streaming for like a month and then taking a step back to focus on other things. But I don't think trying to balance it all at the same time is the best idea. I'm good at balancing a lot, but I don't think I'd be able to do very well with all of that at once. Right, let's head back. It is 9:20 for me. We've been streaming for nearly 2 hours, but I'm going to keep going for a while, I think. I mean, I usually start at 8 and end at about 10, so might as well continue with that. Get this dirt down, finish off this layer. Okay, so grass has finally started making its way over here, which is nice. Actually, I don't even know if I'm going to finish this layer. I very well might not. Okay, I did finish it. You know what I have thought about as well at one point? I don't know if it would be practical to do it, so I'm not 100%. But I did wonder if it would be possible to do things like audiobook recording live. So I can sort of live stream and... Because it's not like I sit here and then it's like an uninterrupted take for 20 minutes and that's the chapter. There's obviously a lot of stopping and starting when I don't get the tone right, or when I inevitably fuck up a word, or maybe if I notice a typo in the manuscript or something and I have to stop and change it. But the problem is I record it through Pro Tools, which obviously would need my microphone, which then means technically I guess I'd be able to do it as long as you get the audio from Pro Tools directly instead of my microphone going into OBS, but I don't know how feasible it would be. But I've thought of stuff like that before, because I can show you a bit of my working process then, while also being productive and working on these projects. And it's kind of like a win-win thing. So if anybody's interested in seeing what it's like recording a chapter, and you get to hear a bit of the story and things like that as well, or music, you get to hear a sneak peek of what it sounds like. I think I'll have a look into things like that. Again, I'm not 100% sure, because it's really interesting, those ideas. And I really would like to be able to do that type of stuff. I just don't know how feasible it is. It's a shame, really, but... Right. I think with some of this stone, I'm going to outline some of the next bits of... Actually, I'll bring the andesite as well. I'll outline some of the next bits of the cliff. And maybe even start building it up a bit. So, I mean, I don't have too much andesite, but... we probably have enough stone we can outline most of the area. So I won't focus on doing that now. Like, I just want to finish this, build up some houses, get some pathways in place and everything. But if we can at least say, like, okay, well, this is where the cliff is going, then, I don't know. We have something in place then, don't we? So if I do that, and then bit of an andesite section, back to stone, this morning you started to sneeze. Oh, I hope you won't get sick either. It'd be really annoying if you do. So let's do this here. Hello, drowned. Yes, go away. Thank you. Okay, I think that's good for now. Just start building up. To be fair, this probably won't need a lot to get up to the right level anyway. Maybe I can add this on. I don't know. Right, if I do that there, maybe bring it out that far. I don't care about massive andesite sections, just decent enough that it saves on some of the stone. You think it's going to happen? Well, if you do get ill and you can't get into work, at least you have the rest of Apocalypse Control that you can read. You can stay in bed and be all snuggly with a nice warm drink, reading my book, finishing that off. I would actually recommend, Lau, if you reckon you're going to finish Apocalypse Control pretty quickly, which it seems like you probably will, judging by how far in you are, I'd recommend looking at some of my other books as well, to read before the second one comes out, because it might very well be another month or 2 months or something. I mean, only if you're interested, obviously, but if you like my writing style, then I think it might be worth it. Maybe a couple of the shorter ones or something. Just to sort of tide you over. You will? Lovely. It's weird, because obviously it's in my best interest to get people to read my books, because I make money off of that, and, you know, obviously it's like something I've spent probably like a month's working on, that I get to see, like, oh yeah, well, you know, people are enjoying it, that's really good. But there's also a certain level of me that's, I don't know, quite sort of eager to sort of hear what you think. It's weird. It's not just making sales or something like you'd expect and, you know, being able to support myself. It's also just a genuine thing of like, I want to know what you think about these books. I want to see if you like pick up on certain things, and I don't know, like, if certain plot points hit the way that they're supposed to hit, and I don't know. It's weird. Right, let's grab some more andesite, because I do need more andesite now. I really didn't intend on this, but I think I'm probably going to be building that cliff up and then filling that in as well, because it's not a lot of dirt. Well, not a lot of extra dirt that we need. Like, a few stacks would probably do it, and then we're going to gain a load of extra land. Or set up to gain a lot of extra land anyway. So if we get this andesite for the cliff. I mean, it might even be worth it for a while to just focus on sorting out the cliff face, so we have a finite area then. Sort of a defined place. We have all the bridges maybe in place to the neighbouring islands. You know, the main landmarks are sorted out. I know, it might be worth it. You just remembered that your toe hurts? Oh, that's annoying when you like remember pain and you start focusing on it. Try to distract yourself. Try to think of something like soft kittens and the smell of freshly mown grass and how warm your bed is. And when you get home, you can get in bed and you can be nice and snuggly, nice and warm. Think of stuff like that. Okay, that was surprisingly very little andesite. I was really hoping it would be more. But it's revealed some coal, so we can't complain. This is what we've needed for ages. Like, we get a load of coal, we have a load of stone that we can smelt. So there's this constant turnover where it's like, oh, I've just placed a stack of, or 2 stacks of stone. Go to the furnace, 2 stacks of smelted, get that out, put another 2 stacks in. It's this constant turnover. Because we haven't had that with dirt, because obviously, you know, we run out of the dirt, we have to go get more. Actively. But yeah, it's quite nice having it this other way. Right, I might as well break this pickaxe, just getting rid of some more of the stone. You get to be comfy tomorrow in school, they're letting you wear pyjamas to school. But it's January, it's cold. It's like they're doing that to torture you. Is it the maths teacher who organised it? Like, yes, you will get frostbite. Ah, 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 ah. Don't know why I sound like Dracula, but... Freeze, my little younglings. Ah, 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 ah. It's definitely what your maths teacher sounds like, isn't it? 100%. No question about it. Beam, 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 beam. Yeah, that felt like I was placing so much, but it doesn't actually... Well, I mean, it outlines an area, quite a vast area, but that's going to be built up very, very quickly. I think that section should probably be at a lower level anyway, because a lot of up here is at the same height. I saw your face now, how tired you are. I don't know how long you have left of your shift, but I assume... Is it like... If it's 10 here, is it like 4 for you then? So you've still got quite a while. But you can get through it. You'll get there. Right, let's grab another pickaxe. I might as well just make a diamond one. I mean, we have a lot of diamonds, but I don't want to waste them. Like, I'd want to make a diamond pickaxe so I can then get a load of good enchantments on it and then have that for, like, you know, if I'm doing a load of building or something, just quickly get rid of mistakes and go mining with fortune and get a load of other materials and stuff instead of being like, oh, I'm going to mine a load of stone really quickly. It just seems a bit like a waste. Right. I'm gonna have this andesite bit stretch quite high and quite far. Like that. Ah, 4:35 for you. So you are 6 hours behind. No, you're not 6 hours behind. You're 5 hours behind me. I thought it was longer than that, but I suppose not. I know what's going to happen now. I'm going to end up, because this bit looks like it's going to go a lot quicker, all the dirt I gather I'm going to start putting in this bit. I'll finish this off and I'll be like, oh yeah, there's that big section I still need to do. If I do that, you can all shout at me or something, because I can see myself getting those priorities mixed up. I do it with a lot of things. I'll start working on a new song when I've got like 5 that are really close to being finished and close for release, and I'll be like, yeah, but this song though. And I'll end up working on that for a month, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, these other ones have been sat here for ages. Whoops. I think I did it with a book once as well. Writing, not reading. Oh, well, that's all the stone. I thought that would take me a bit further, but to be fair, it has done quite a lot. You have to wait outside for 20 minutes for the bus. So you're going to have to wait probably for 20 minutes in your pyjamas in the cold. That is so mean. It's kind of funny, but it's really mean as well. Right. I don't know where to get more dirt from. Like, I really don't know. Because, I mean, I don't know where this is going to be. I think there's probably going to be a line up to where I've done here, where it sort of stretches out, and then maybe around there it starts lowering to that sort of level, seeing as this is where most of it is. Actually, yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's a good idea. So if this comes to this tall, or this tall, we can get rid of this dirt then. So we can gather dirt from the mainland by sorting out where the next bit's going. Basically. I guess. So like all of this doesn't need to be here now. Yeah, it'll probably lower down roughly there. Along this line. Okay, there we are. So we're terraforming our own place, getting a load of dirt. And it should work out pretty nicely. I'm a genius. I'm so smart. I'm such a smarty pants. There we are. Good. So that comes down from this level. So this will sort of... If I do it now, actually. It can be like this. So it sort of comes over. Slowly, you know, relatively naturally, going down a couple of blocks. Get to there, come down a bit further, and so on, until you get down to there, and then all that's gone. Perfect, that works well. Which means that this cliff is nearly done. Like, very surprisingly nearly done. Because this needs to be filled in. Okay, let's go to sleep. And let's work on this, because we can sort most of this area out, setting it up for what it will be, and then the spare dirt that we have we can use to fill in that gap and bring more up here. There we are, that works. I'm so smart and so efficient and very attractive. I'm joking. About the smart bit, I'm very cute though. Right, I suppose it would be worth it to get some dirt and go along where the top of the cliff is so I can mark that out. And then we have a reference point going forward. But most of that area then can be on that level. So, like, most of this top bit is up here. Most of down there is at that same level. Most of down here is at this level. Goes all the way along. I have to mine up that whole hill, but that'll be fine. Yeah, that'll work. So now we just need to get rid of all of this to bring all of this side down to this level. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll probably stream for, to be fair, quite a bit longer maybe. Maybe sort this bit out as much as possible. And then in the next stream, whenever that is, I say whenever that is, it should be Monday, shouldn't it? I'll hopefully deal with the final touches. You're so hungry? When was the last time you ate, Lau? You can always take a break and have a snack or something. Go to a vending machine or something like that. Though they are quite expensive, so I'd understand if you didn't want to. Is my inventory full again? Great, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, I guess... Well... I'll do this. I know I'm not filling it in all the way, but that's just because it's a massive, massive area. That is already lit up. It's naturally generated. I think it might be cool to incorporate it later on. But it's not going to come out like this massive man-made, weird-looking rectangular cavern like the rest of it is. So I think it's fair to fill that in. I'll probably come back to it later. Your last date at 12? Well, it's been nearly 5 hours. I think you can reasonably get a snack or have your dinner or something. Do you finish at 11? Because I know you have in the past, but I don't know if that's every night. It's really satisfying mining this out now because it's like it's affecting the main island in a good way. Right, let's place some of this down. So let's fill this out first. This is the level that we need to be at. So, that was weird. Fill all this in. 11:30. So, I mean, I assume you're probably doing what I did. I'd time my dinner break around... basically around the length of the shift. So even if I was hungry, I'd try to sort of push through so I could take a break at roughly 2/3 of the way in. Maybe even further sometimes if I could. Just so that way I could be like, okay, I need to go back to work, but at least I've done the vast majority of the shift. But if you're not doing that or something, then... I suppose if you take a break to eat now, and that's like an hour break, you'd pick up 6, so you'd have another 5.5 hours to go, which is a lot, but you still pass the majority of the shift. I don't know how you do it. Because I'd always prefer to do it like that, because at the very least, I'd wind down a bit for my break. But my shifts were always done in such a way. Like, the managers literally admitted to me that this is what they were doing. They'd have me there for, like, 7.5 hours, or 7 hours and 45 minutes, typically. Because if I was there for 8 hours, I'd have to have an hour-long break. Which would mean that I'd only be paid for 7 hours. Like, the breaks weren't paid for. Which I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be, but they weren't anyway. The breaks weren't paid for, and the moment my shift went over 8 hours, I'd be entitled to an hour-long break. I'd automatically have a 15-minute break. So they put me there for 7 hours 45 minutes, which would mean I'd work for 7.5 hours and be paid for 7.5 hours. But I was basically there the maximum amount of time, so I wouldn't have to be catered for the hour-long dinner break, which is kind of bad when they do that. And one of the guys I was working with as well said that the minimum break length is supposed to be 20 minutes anyway, not 15. So they were already breaking the law by giving us 5 minutes less than we were supposed to have. But I didn't mind too much. It just made some of the shifts, especially the busy ones, a massive drag, because I'd have to eat, because I'd have the late shift. I'd be like 1 p.m. until 10 or something, so I'd have to eat dinner, which would always be like a cold meal deal or something that I'd bought from a different shop on the way up. I'd have to eat that within 15 minutes and then get back to work. So because I knew that I'd dread doing it, I'd time it so I'd have maybe like an hour left after my break, so it wouldn't be that bad to push myself to continue working. Your first break is at 6. Oh, 6 until 6:30, and the last one is from 9:30 until 10. I see. But since you finish at 11:30, you've only got 10 minutes. Oh, I see. So it's not quite... So it's the same thing, really. You're not there for long enough to be entitled to the full breaks. But at least you get 2 breaks, because I wouldn't have that option. They'd be like, you have one 15-minute break over 7, or basically 8 hours. Because I'd always get there slightly early. So I'd always end up working a little early, even though you wouldn't be paid for that. You'd only be paid for the time that your shift's allocated for. So I'd probably actually work 8 hours and only get a 15-minute break in between, which is crazy when you think about it. And then in the other job where I was the assistant manager, I didn't have a break because I was the only one there. They'd get annoyed if I closed the shop to have a lunch break. And if there weren't any volunteers, because it was a charity shop, so there was no guarantee of staff, basically. But if there weren't any volunteers who could run the till, I'd have to close the shop to have my lunch break, or have my lunch break at the till where I wouldn't actually be having a break because still customer service things. So it was always really rough. I managed to choose 2 jobs where first one for 2 months I didn't have any breaks, and I was really overworked and overstressed. And then the other job, I ended up with basically shifts that would push me the very furthest I could be pushed legally, and possibly even not legally, I don't know. It's mad when you think about the things that a lot of companies do like that. Because I've heard a lot of the working conditions, especially for Amazon, are horrible. And yet, they still do it. Like, they haven't been fined, or they have been fined, but they have enough money they can just pay off the fines and carry on treating employees horribly. It's awful when you break it down. And yet you can't really do anything about it, which is the worst thing as well. I don't know. I've made an unofficial vow with myself that if I can, I'm not going to work for anybody else from this point forward. Because even though I'm doing my degree, it's a degree that actually helps me with my own projects and stuff, because it's marketing, right? So it helps me market, say, the audiobooks and the books and things like that. And I'm hoping, like, I've got my fingers crossed that it will buy me enough time that I can grow a large enough audience and maybe set up some tiny businesses on the side that earn me enough money I can make a living without having to go into a paid position. I doubt it will happen, but I'm hoping. You get complimented every day, so that makes you happy? Oh, that's nice. What are the compliments? Just like, you know, the generic things of like, oh, yeah, nice to see you, things like that. Or flirty compliments you get from people, maybe. It's turning to night. I just want to see with the, with this, if I build it up to the level it's supposed to be. which is here. Oh, whoops. Right, so there's that. And then this is the level. So it would be that there. This obviously needs to go down slightly. Like, it needs to work its way down, but it's not too bad. Just thanking you for what you do. Oh, that's nice. I don't think I... to be honest, I don't think I was ever thanked formally for my work. I mean, the place where I was the assistant manager for, the area manager thanked me for the volunteering work, but he didn't thank me for the paid work that I was doing, which is really weird. Because like he'd come in, I think he came in twice for like a monthly meeting twice. I think the first one he thanked me for. Oh, and in the interview as well, he thanked me for doing the volunteering work that I'd already done. But I don't think I was ever formally thanked for doing the other stuff. Even though a lot of the changes that I made directly resulted in making the charity a lot more money from that shop, which is kind of... So I think I should be thanked for that, but... I don't know. It's nice that you're showing you appreciate it, though. I mean, if you're happy where you work and, you know, they treat you nicely like that, then that's all you can really ask for, isn't it? Damn it. Die, creeper. Die. Thank you. Right, I don't know how I'm going to work this bit, to be completely honest. I suppose if it comes down 1 for a little bit, I'll do it like this. So if I build this up to here, and I'll go along there at this level. So boom, 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 boom. I'll then on this bit, actually no, I'll carry that level on for a little bit further. You like your job? I'm really glad. I'm really glad you do. Because it's sort of half the battle. If you actually truly like your job, then, and you're motivated to go, you don't feel a sense of dread, like, oh god, because I did in both positions. At the start of the assistant manager role, obviously because it's like an assistant manager position, it's like, oh, this is kind of exciting. I'm excited to do it. I really liked the place. I'd obviously been volunteering there for ages, so I knew it. So that was really exciting. But then later on, and then for the second job I had, it was very much like, ugh, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go. Which is like the immediate point where it's like, okay, well, I've basically failed with this job then, because I'm not happy to be there. I'm not enthusiastic. I'm not excited about it. It's like instantly fighting a losing battle, I suppose. Which is partly why I want to make this... Well, I say part of this, like the main reason why I want to make doing stuff like this my proper job. Because if I can manage it, then obviously I'm... Alright, this is all going to have to be at the same level. If I can manage it, then it's going to be the thing that I enjoy doing the most. Because I've made it up for myself. Like, why would I make something of myself that I don't like doing? But also because it's like just a sense of community. Like, I feel like you can't not like your job if you're in something like creative work with a nice audience. I don't really understand how it'd be possible. But I might just be being an idiot and not looking at some like obvious flaws. Right, nearly there. So that can go on that bit, that can go on that bit. And there we are. So if I bring all of this side up to here, so it's a really short cliff on this bit. It might get taller on the other side of the island, but this is a short section. So that actually means that this has to be raised up a bit, because I haven't brought it down far enough. But that's fine. That's not too bad. It's just 2 blocks. I mean, it's a big area, but I mean, this is missing 2 blocks over a massive area as well, so it's just the same concept, really, isn't it? I suppose the best thing to do is if I start where the cliff is a bit shorter, I can bring it up, box this in, and then go a bit further. Where can I get the audiobook for Apocalypse Control? It's attached to the same Amazon page, but it's also on iTunes and on Audible as well. So I don't know which you'd use. I assume you probably use Amazon. Unfortunately, I do really want to make CD versions of the audiobooks as well available, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Well, I figured out how to do it, but I haven't figured out the company that I should work with to do print-on-demand CDs. So at the moment, there are only digital versions available, but Amazon, Audible, and iTunes, basically. If you have trouble finding them, I mean, you should be able to find... The one on Amazon is obviously attached to the book itself, so the same order page. But you can find a link on my merch store or something if you can't find them for some reason. Are you thinking of, like, re-experiencing the story but through my narration or something instead of reading it? Alright, let's take this all the way to the edge. We're going for about 2.5 hours now. I'm surprised my voice isn't dead, because I did narrate about, I think it was 4 chapters for the secrecy today. I did that this morning, and then I did loads of writing work afterwards. It's quite a productive day, to be honest. But it's really weird when I have days like this, because I didn't do any work for this channel. And I didn't do any uni work either. Trying my merch, but it demands for a Shopify account. I think it makes a Shopify account for you, I'm pretty sure. It does it automatically. But on the merch store anyway, there's links to it. So it just links to where it is instead of buying it through that, if that makes sense. Call of Duty team sucks. To the people at AFK, it's just you and some guy killing zombies. Well, at least you have someone. Nothing worse than having a whole team that's AFK. Though I say that like I play a lot of multiplayer, I literally never play multiplayer. I just can't be dealing with it. I'd rather sit back and enjoy a game that's single player with a really good story than deal with like a 12-year-old raging in my headset. I think I've cut my lip because it's stinging in this corner. It's sad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the merch store, because they made an update to Shopify where I think they said it automatically makes an account for you. So if you go to make a purchase, you put your details in, like, you know, your address, your, say, debit card and everything like that, and it makes an account for the website, so you can handle returns and things like that, and you can track deliveries instead of it being an optional thing. So I think it does it automatically. Or it should do, anyway. Because it did for other people who've used it. Alright. I think I'll leave this side for a little bit. Sort this bit out over here. And then use that to sort of figure out how that bit's going to drop. You're on round 13, so you've gone pretty far then. I think the furthest I've ever gotten was Black Ops 2 zombies with my sister, and I think we got to round 20, maybe 1 or something. But it's on the farm level in Black Ops 2, which is really, really small. So we got overrun really quickly. I wonder what the world record is for some of those maps, because Black Ops 2 Zombies is so nostalgic for me. It's really, really nostalgic. A love look this weekend? Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I think my merch is probably the best way to support me directly. Because you have, obviously you have channel memberships and things. But that's paid monthly. So while it does support me, it's a monthly payout instead of it being like if you buy the merch, I immediately get access to that money basically. So it instantly covers the cost of production plus the profit. So I think that's probably the most direct way to support me. Because like, you buy my books or you buy my music or something, and I think it's 3 months until I see that money, like until it's processed, which is really annoying. So it does still support me buying my books, and obviously you get something like fun to read, or if you buy an album or something, then you get my music to listen to forever, which is really nice. But it won't actually support me financially for a while. I don't know why there's such a long thing, but there is. You're in the town? Oh, the Nuke Town, isn't it? I can't remember what it's called. It might just be called Nuke Town, actually. I don't know. Can't remember. But I think it's one map that they made in Black Ops 3, and they've just kept remaking it or something. Is it Nuke Town? Because it does. That sounds right to me, but at the same time, it seems like it's too simple. Like there's supposed to be another name for it. Right, we're out of dirt again. But this is decent, knowing that this is where the cliff is, because now there's just this section that's starting to fill in decently quickly. You really need this backpack? What, the backpack that I've made, the Until I Met You one? Ooh. Uh-oh. 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 I didn't realise my hunger was so low. Oh, thank you, Lau. You're the best for actually supporting me. I'm just making this stuff, but for people to take a chance on it, that's the important thing. My finger needs to click. It's like at the joint here. And it always refuses to click, it's really annoying. Oh, these are finished. They're taking so long. I'm nearly out of coal. No! No! Okay, I'll put the stone away because I don't really need it on me at the moment. I'll put these flowers that I've picked up into the composter. Might as well get some bone meal I can use in the future. Yeah, we have more of that area to cut down, don't we? I'm cautious about mobs like creepers or something that haven't actually died yet. I know what would be really fun at some point. I'll say really fun, but it would be really cool to sort of fill up a big area. If we make a massive, probably on the mainland, if we make a massive field that's just full of wheat. So like this massive sort of stretch of land that's like clearly there for the farmers. I think that would be pretty cool. You're very interested about it? Oh, thank you, Lau. Like I said, it feels really strange, like a really good strange, but still really strange to know that people are actually interested in the stuff I make. Because obviously I'm interacting with it all the time, so I'm used to it. It's like my normality. But seeing people like Cake earlier in the stream get really surprised that I do music or that I write or something. Because obviously to me, I know I write. I know that I do music and do audiobooks and have merch and everything. And I forgot to make another shovel like an idiot. But I know that I do all that, so that's my normal. And I forget that when I tell people that I've written 17 books, that they're like, what? You've done 17? You've done 17? Okay. But yeah, it's really nice seeing you being interested in it, Lau. And anybody else who's interested in things. Even getting like a channel membership on this channel, like obviously you have an interest in this channel because you're here, you're watching it. But I still wouldn't expect people to go out of their way to support me financially with a membership. And it does mean the world that anybody thinks that I bring enough value to actually do that. It's really, really nice. I don't know, I checked the time on my phone, it's right there on my computer. Like, right there. But it takes more effort to look over there and then down at my phone. I'm an idiot. Right, I don't know, when we get over to this bit, I might trim that down to that level. So it's slightly higher than over here. Because I don't want the whole thing to be one level. But I do want it to be flat in a lot of areas so I can build pretty easily. Now that I've done this, actually, I should probably look at doing the cliff on this side, because this would be pretty easy to finish off. There's not a lot of dirt that needs to be placed down there. But to make sure that it looks right, I suppose I'd have to snake it around from that side. Just to make sure that I don't accidentally, like, carve into the island and then I end up with it being sort of disjointed and a couple blocks away. Not that it would really matter, but I want to try and keep the natural shape of the island without it being too strange, because there'll be some blocks that just jet out randomly. I wonder how many blocks we've actually mined today, because we've done a lot. I mean, it's been 2.5 hours. I might even push for the 3-hour mark, to be honest. I might do. I don't know. We're only about 20 minutes away, so it's probably going to happen anyway. I'm surprised I haven't played any of my music on this stream as well, considering how much mining there's been. But somehow for 2.5 hours I've always had something to talk about. I thought I'd be quite mentally tired after a lot of the work I've done today, but apparently not. I have enough energy to just constantly yap. Like an idiot. Damn it. There we go. Right, that's that bit taken care of. I think for this, I'll come down to here. 3 blocks down should be enough. Again, natural caves I'm fine with covering up because they look natural. So if they ever open up again somewhere else, it's not like it just opens up into this weird cavern. It's passed so fast. It really has. To be honest, considering it's just been a lot of Minecraft, it's gone surprisingly quickly. Right, let's go back to this bit. Filling in this hole. Damn it. It's weird to think on the other side of this, there's water. Like, it kind of feels like it's the side of a mountain or something when you're placing it all down. But no, there's a river. I don't know why that's weird to me, but it does feel slightly strange, knowing that. Right, just trying to think where I can get sort of the most out of the dirt. I think it's probably here still, isn't it? Because I can get this up to the right level. I might actually be able to... Yeah, I should be able to do it with the dirt I have. Nice. It does seem outside, it seems very cold. It might... No, it won't, will it? I was going to say, it might warm up before you finish work, but you're finishing late at night, so it's probably only going to get colder, unfortunately. I'm sure you'll be okay, though. Just remember, just look forward to being able to go to bed and get all cozy, and you'll be fine. You'll fight through it. Right. I think I want to cut through... I kind of want to cut through this, actually. Take it a bit further down that way, because we do have a section. It's not massive, but here. I think that sort of goes down at a relatively steady rate. But then this is on a different layer to this. It's just I don't want this to be like a steep bit there, if that makes sense. So let's push this back. It looks like I'm going to have to mine a lot of stone and use a lot of the dirt to fill that in, unfortunately, but that's alright. We'll still end up with positive dirt profits. Positive profit, that's not how profit works. It's just profit. So this is the thing, we can hear enemies, because I think there's a cave directly below us. I'd like to avoid that by filling everything in, ideally. Because I wouldn't want to risk just thinking, oh, I'll light this up and that'll be fine, and then things still spawn. So. For sleeping fast, you put your ventilator on in your room? Oh, so that's just going to blow cold air in. So you can't escape it. That's kind of mean. Well, maybe you'll fall asleep pretty quickly. Anyway, after your shift, you'll hopefully be tired enough that you can just drift off no problem. Might as well keep digging until my shovel breaks, and then run back home, sleep, make another shovel, come finish this off, and that'll probably be it for the stream. By the time that's done, we'll probably be around the 3-hour mark, so... To be fair, I don't think there's a massive amount of stone in that section. There's enough that it'll take some time to deal with it, but I don't think it's an incredible amount. It'd be fun updating the map as well. Oh yeah, we're out of coal, aren't we? I forgot. There might be some more coal back over that way, but I don't know. I can't remember if I got it all or not. I'm really tempted to place all this dirt down, but we need it to get that to sort out the stone now, so I have to go straight back to digging. You know it's not summer, but you still need it. Well, if it helps you sleep, then it helps you sleep. It's like I think since I was about 11 or something, I've always had to listen to something while going to sleep. Whether it's music or, as it is recently, sort of videos that I'm familiar with, if that makes sense. Because I play it out loud, so I don't bother with ASMR or anything like that, because I'm not wearing headphones or earphones. I sleep on my side primarily, so it'd be really uncomfortable sleeping with earphones in. So I'll just play out loud just some videos that like some long form videos that I know, not off by heart, but really, really well. Sort of like comfort videos, I guess. So I listen to those, and I can go to sleep without them, but if I can listen to them, I will listen to them. So I know what you mean. There's no point denying yourself for something that's going to help you get to sleep. Just realised this is a different biome, because you can see the grass has changed slightly. Okay, I think most of this side, there won't be a lot of stone to deal with, which is good. I should have made a second shovel. I don't know why I didn't. I thought about doing it, and I just decided not to. But I clearly need a second shovel. Okay, what I'll do, I'll run over to that side. And I'll keep going this way, because I can unearth the stone then. And deal with that now. And then I can place the rest of the dirt down, because I know I'm not going to need it to replace stone. You do sleep with earphones? I don't know if it's just the earphones I have, but I've always found it really uncomfortable. Like, it presses too... Like, it would be these ones if I slept with them. It would just press really hard in my ear against my pillow. Right, there, our shovel's broken. So time to deal with the stone. It's really not as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like from here, basically down there, just pure smooth stone. I'm surprised we've gone so long doing the exact same thing without me dying of boredom and without you guys dying of boredom. I know you have me on in the background, but even so, it's a lot of repetitive action. Oh. There we are. You probably noticed me doing that a lot, but sometimes I will just mimic the sounds, or I'll just make a noise as I break every object. I don't know why. It's just like a I think I'll just be so focused on it, I'll end up doing it. You sleep with one AirPod in, and when you wake up you have to go looking for it. That's pretty funny. Thing is, I've noticed, this is really stupid, right? The videos that I watch, like these comfort videos, well, that I listen to when I go to sleep, I always seem to fall asleep easier if I'm actually watching it or I'm holding my phone up, or even if I sleep with my phone like held on my stomach. Because I have a shelf above my bed that I'll put my phone on. So, you know, it's safe, I know where it is, it's right above me, so I can listen to it with quiet audio and I can still hear and everything. And I seem to sleep better if I'm holding my phone, which just increases the risk, because I have a cabin bed, so it just increases the risk of me, like, dropping the phone off the side of it, and, I don't know, I put that back there. It just increases the risk of me dropping my phone off the side of it and breaking it. But I sleep better that way, so I've been doing that recently. Really dumb, but for some reason I need to do that. Right, loads of dirt, let's put all this down. And I think this should... I mean, it's not going to do an incredible amount. It's not that much dirt, really. But... might make some good progress with it. I really wasn't expecting to start working on this area, to be honest. I thought I was just going to have to keep going further and further to find places where I could mine dirt and landscape everything and make it look decent. But I've done so much of the, like, the obvious place. I suppose the next area would be to go over the other bridge and start looking at those hills over there. Maybe just take a layer off the top of each bit. I might do that once I've sorted this out. Because I think, honestly, a lot of the dirt from this area is going to go straight back into filling up this bit, so it sort of evens out. Did you miss something with ads? You probably didn't miss anything, to be fair, Lau. I just same old with filling holes up with dirt. Oh, I've just become very aware of my glasses. Like I can see the frames of them now, which is very annoying. Because I had an itch on my eyebrow, so I nudged them and then they came into view. I hate it when that happens. It's so annoying. If any of you wear glasses, I'm sure you can relate to it. Well, to be fair, that dirt did a decent chunk, but still didn't finish that massive area. We'll get there, though. We'll definitely get there. I don't know what I'm going to do with this bit, actually, because the thing is, it would probably be better if it went lower over here. Like if it started going down on this bit and then it could flatten out, because that's a bit awkward. Maybe I can do that, actually. If I go make another shovel, maybe I'll just alter this. Because this would be at the right level then, which means I have less dirt to place down. And I can get back some of the dirt that I've already put there. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Because it saves on some of the work in the future. I mean, it does mean I'm mining some of the stone I've already smelted, but that'll be alright. I'll make 2 more shovels, actually. I'll do that, and I'll do... Maybe I'll finish mining that other section of dirt that I still need to flatten out. But there's nothing else to really mine down there. And I think I'd have to place a lot more dirt on the area I've sort of flattened out, so... You walk all evening, so you think it's normal that you're tired? Yeah, to be fair. Of course, you do a lot of walking, don't you? Walking around, cleaning the place, so... Alright, I think here... If I do this... So if I say along like this way is where it should start going down. Just to be fair, I'm not even mining that much, but... So do that. I can mine this out. Boom. Don't know why I didn't think of this earlier, because I was looking at this massive sheer drop and I was just like, well, I'll just have to deal with that, I suppose. But I don't know why I didn't just think of, you know, making it less of a sheer drop. Seems like the obvious thing. Because I can mine up here now as well. So this is all in line. Ooh, big open cavern. When you get home, you're going to jump on your bed. I don't blame you. Just flop down, go straight to sleep. Or carry on reading the riveting book Apocalypse Control, which you can get from the top link in the description. Either one. Of course it's turning to night. Why wouldn't it be turning to night right now? I kind of need the daylight actually to see what I'm doing, so I'm going to go back. Yeah, I think this is definitely the right solution. Because it would look a bit weird, especially with how that cliff sort of snakes around. I think it would look pretty strange having it... Because it would go a couple of blocks and then it would drop down, so it would be this really steep section suddenly, when everything else is relatively flat. It would seem quite out of place, I think. So if I just have it lower earlier, it will get down to the right height. The majority of it then is basically already sorted. So this section is as it is. This section needs to be filled, so I'll do that now, so it's done. I should have enough dirt to do it, I think. Yeah, I have enough dirt. Perfect. That then means this can go down to the next level. Here. As can this straight afterwards for a couple of blocks. So it's a little bit staggered still. Like, it's a bit steeper. Well, it's not steep. It's still a bit of a staggered decline. So that goes like that. Maybe to there. This then goes down to the next one. And this bit actually, I'm going to have that go like that, and then this bit can go here. Yeah, there we are. That works. So we save on, it might not seem like a lot, but this extra sort of 2 layers that we're saving on all the way around is basically saving us probably about 4 or 5 stacks of dirt. So it's really, really worth it to do this. You've always wanted to do collab or be a voice actor? Well, if you're interested in doing ASMR, I have mentioned before, I'm happy to basically work with anybody, even if you just want to do it as like a bit of a fun hobby, appear in one of the videos. As long as you have good enough audio quality that it isn't distracting, then give it a shot. I mean, ideally, if you... Why don't I do this bit? Oh, wait, that was just going into the second area, wasn't it? So this is all on one level now. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to work with me, for instance, it would be best if you set up a channel first, so I could, like, link to it, and, you know, that would exist, but you can always give it a go. Because I'm open to work with anybody who's interested in working with me. It's like there was someone in a stream, might have been, not Monday stream, I think it was last week's stream. We were speaking about potentially working together. So I'm open to it. But again, as long as the audio quality is good enough that it won't distract. And as long as the as long as you have something that I can sort of link to, ideally. Right, let's go deal with that other section. That's definitely better though, because it looks quite steep, but it's less steep than it is in other places. And actually, that might be about the same sort of incline as it is on the far side. So it might be alright. Hey, look at that, we fit 3 hours. Looks like we're going slightly over 3 hours, but that's fine. I'm not going to be incredibly thorough with some things, like I'm not going to deal with all this side, because ideally I need to sort out how the sort of staggered section is of the cliff over there first, and get this side done to then join them up. Like, I'll probably have to do the cliff all the way around the island before I start actually building on this section. So I'm not going to worry too much about those details, but if I can get the majority of the landscaping done, that'd be really good. I thought one of those birch trees was a skeleton then. in the really distance, I was going to say. In the distance over there. More for later when you're going to be ready? Yeah, definitely. I mean, you need to be ready to get into something like voice acting, because it's a big commitment. And if you're serious about playing like character roles and doing auditions for big projects and things, it's a lot of work. A lot of pictures, a lot of auditions, a lot of failure as well. Well, not necessarily failure, but sort of rejection. So you need to be prepared to do a lot of that. And it does take a big commitment. But if that's something you're really interested in doing, then I'd recommend probably the best thing to do is just start making things. You know, do like character readings or something. Like if you have a book that you really like, say Harry Potter in your case now, and there's a scene where there's a lot of dialogue back and forth between a lot of characters, you could always post a video on YouTube of you sort of narrating that in the way that you've interpreted their voices and their tone and things. And as you make more stuff, you figure out things like audio mixing and the best way to record stuff to get a good quality sound. Like all that sort of comes to you naturally. The most important bit is your own voice and if you can use it effectively. Not even like how your voice sounds, because every voice would have merit in voice acting. Like there would be a character that would need that voice, even if you don't have a massive range, or even if you have like a really thick accent or something. Like there'll still be demand for it, but it's how you use it that's the most important. So yeah, I would recommend if you really are interested, just sort of getting into making things. The only thing you have is Discord. You can get some free software. I assume you have a computer. You can get some free recording software. Like I think Audacity is free. That's an audio recorder. And you don't need to worry about not having a microphone or anything. You can just use like your laptop microphone or your phone's microphone. Like I think your phone should have a like a voice notes or a voice recorder option you can use just to do something. And you don't even have to share it. You can just sort of record it, listen over it, figure out what you like about your sound, what you don't like, how you're going to change the things you don't like, how you want it to sound, and figure out how you'd get there. There's a lot of stuff you can do without releasing things or without high quality kit. But yeah, definitely, I'd urge you to do it if you really are interested. Because it's always worth it to give something a go. And if you have enough passion that you'd maybe like to make it into your career or something, then the sooner you get started, the better, really, because you might find yourself open to an opportunity that you wouldn't otherwise be available for if you started later on. Or, you know, also the fact that starting sooner gives you sort of more experience. So. This way, little cousin doesn't know what it means when you don't answer the phone. She keeps calling you. Maybe it's important. I don't know why I'm getting rid of all this. The tall grass, because most of it's probably going to go when I start building anyway. Now when I start putting all the dirt down and properly landscaping these, putting the finishing touches on these areas. I just like how it looks when it's completely void of the wildlife. Because I put it back in later in a sort of controlled way where it looks pretty and not overgrown. You already know what she'll say? What's that? Something annoying, probably. You want it to be an actor later so it could be cool to collab with people? That's fair enough. Right, well this is a weird position, isn't it? Because we're done with... We've started this, we may do some progress here. Like, once this is sorted, like, most of this landscaping in this area is done. We've made decent progress here as well, but it's still not finished. Just gonna say, can you play Roblox? Oh, I see. There's over there to do, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with it, so I think I'll leave it for a while. In all honesty, I don't know what to do. I'll need to find somewhere else where I can gather some dirt and obviously fill those holes in. But aside from that, better get to sleep though, because it is night. It's strange doing so much landscaping without actually building anything yet. Because a lot of the areas we've gained maybe 15, 20 blocks, then we've instantly built a house, we've sort of sorted everything out, like we've properly claimed that land. And then with this, it's been like, we've done so much, we've probably spent a good sort of 8, maybe 10 hours doing loads and loads of landscaping. And it looks good, but it's still not done. And it's only opened up area for us to build stuff. Hasn't done any more than that. Which is kind of surprising. Thought I've got some armor then. There are some parts of this that I can already tell are going to be a bit... like they're going to need something changing instantly. Under here, for instance, I've already started this. I've already started this bit of the cliff. So it's likely I'm going to have to build the cliff further outwards to sort of do that. Actually, this stream's just going to keep getting longer and longer. We have a load of stone, so I might see if I can do that and start outlining stuff on this side. Because even if it's only outlining it, there's something there then. Alright, let's see. So if I mine this out, because the cliff's already here, make it go flush to the to where the bridge starts. Shovel's about to break again. Ooh, a bit more coal. But it's not really in a place where I can afford to mine out the entire vein, unfortunately. Right, so that's that. We can take this out now. And there goes my shovel. But we can take this out, replace it with stone. We gained a load of dirt doing that anyway. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. Just do that. Oh yeah, lovely, wasted some stone. If I do that, and just punch out some of this, so it doesn't look so, like, obviously mined out. And it sort of slopes in. In the evening, you listened to a cute video and got you in tears because it was cute. What was that? What video was that? Right, I'm going to go make another shovel, because we need another shovel. Yeah, if I can sort out under the bridge, then it will lead to an immediate sort of obvious place to put this. And I think I'll be able to instantly fill it in with the dirt I'm collecting. I know I've said about like 5-6 times probably this stream about finishing, but I keep getting I keep noticing other areas where I can do things. And while I have these ideas now, I think it's worth it to work on them. Right. It's a bit of an awkward area. I think if I do... Yeah, if I do that... So this is... this part of the cliff. This is where it starts coming out a little bit, so it's not 100% flush. Oh, uh-oh. They gave someone a flower, they rejected it, and then gives it to someone else. Oh, right. Was that like an ASMR or something else? Yeah, I think it should go there. Otherwise you'll be able to see the gap, which would be annoying. This is a really weird way of doing the cliff. I don't typically mine out to put the cliff in place. Maybe I should in some areas. I might make it look a bit more interesting. Though I'm more interested in gaining some land so we can have more builds instead of mining it out. Right, this bit can go like that. Oh yeah, this looks pretty decent. It's quite natural coming out. This needs to go though. Something else, and not ASMR. What was it then? Just like a little story or something? I'm kind of interested how that would have been done as audio. Unless it was just like a video that you watched or something. Oh, right, I need to have a look. I don't know why I'm going around. I can just go up here. I need to figure out... Because I want to work it out so I don't have to keep mining. But I need to get it decently under the bridge. So, okay. I think there I can definitely afford to put the thing up a bit. So do that. Do that. There we are. Boop, 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 boop. Mine you away. Mine you away. Now this bit can go up. 2 along. I think this works. Because I can then take this dirt. Oh, it kind of does, actually. It's not quite at the right level, which is slightly sad. But okay, let's run that along. It's a little low down, but that doesn't matter. I can just do this. It was a French video that said, "Here's have a flower," and they said, "Oh, I don't want it. It's okay. Give it to someone else." Oh, I see. So it was like, well, a social experiment or something. So I've seen things like that before. Right. Okay, I think this is the point where we can properly start outlining where all this goes. So we do that. There we go. So just to start that off, really. And then we can carry on a little bit around. I don't think I'll put any andesite on this bit. I'll do some... Actually, no, I will. I will do a little bit, because I have some. Start it off here. Ba ba. Just to fill it in a little bit. Little texture pieces. Because I think I have enough stone to do this, and probably enough dirt. But we can gain this little bit. And then we can sort of figure out this area, because it's a little bit, it's really, really steep, and there is not a lot of land, so if I mine it out so it looks kind of natural for the fence, it might still be like really steep hill, and then there's suddenly a fence there. But I think it will, it should work somewhat. But it's at the same level as the fence for the bridge, so it should work quite seamlessly. It was cute but sad too. Well, I suppose there's some level of cuteness. That's good. I mean, it made you emotional, which is sort of, I suppose, what it's supposed to do. So it's done its job well, which is nice. I say that like I'm analysing it or something. Analysing the effectiveness of a campaign. Oh, I think that was just a horse. I thought it was a creeper, like, directly outside then. I got worried for a moment. Right, I promise I'm going to end the stream very, very soon. I just want to finish this bit off. Because I also know that I said on the other bit, I'm not sure about joining them up on both sides, but I am following the outline of the island, so it might actually be okay to do that. And it should help with organising how this next area is, so I think it will be worth it. Let's just see if we can actually fill it all in. I highly doubt it, because we only have 2 stacks. But maybe, you never know. You never know. It's not a massive area, so... Okay, no, definitely not, actually. We're not going to be able to do it, but we'll get close. And in the next stream, I suppose we can finish off each of these areas that are pretty close to being done. And it'll be really satisfying once we made those final little additions. I might as well finish this bit off, for instance. Really? One short there? Yeah. So that starts that off. But the really good thing is, where this is, where this part of the cliff is, over here, that's where we started, and that wraps around. So we have that cliff that's gone all the way around, technically from here starting, I suppose, now, all the way around to a bit down there. So we've probably done a good 2/3 of the island. So we can run that along, they'll meet up over on that side, and it'll be perfect. It'll be great. We'll love it. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here, because we've been going for like 3 hours and 20 minutes now, apparently, which is a really long time. But it's been fun. We made a load of progress, which I'm happy about. Because surprisingly, all day I've been thinking about the stream, and actually been quite excited about doing the terraforming, even though it's just terraforming. It's not actually that exciting work, but I've been excited to do it for some reason. So, thank you for being here, anyway. I did keep the fuzzy hoodie on, yeah. It's been here the entire time for over 3 hours. I'm surprised I haven't overheated, because I've been talking the entire time. But yeah, thank you for being here. If you're interested in my book Apocalypse Control, my latest book, it's the top link in the description. There's also links to my music and everything. If you become a channel member, you get early access to all the videos that are currently uploaded. There's a load done in advance. And yeah, I'll be streaming again on Monday, 3 p.m. GMT. So, well, we started earlier today, so 4.5 hours earlier than this stream started. So hopefully I can see you there. If not, again, same time next week on Thursday. But yeah, bye-bye.